No, I meant minutes.
Hey, everybody. I'm Mike.
I'm Bob.
Yeah, I'm Tim.
I'm West.
Yes.
I'm Justin.
Yeah.
Hey.
We did
This is the
it.
Board Game Rundown. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. It is December 11th, and we've got our friends from Braincast Games here. They're going to be talking to us about Claw. We're going to talk about some Christmas movies, and we're going to talk about how to turn Christmas movies into board games. Welcome, guys. We're excited to have you.
Hey, thanks for having us here, guys. This is fantastic. It's always good to be on the rundown.
Oh, it's always good to have West, and I'm really glad we got Justin on for his first one.
Yeah, this is all new to me.
It's gonna be good times.
So for those that maybe have followed along, we've been doing Claw coverage almost 2 years now. We did it for Gen Con of 2022. That was the first time that anything was out there coverage wise for Claw. We did a video right before Gen Con 22. Then we shot a video at Gen Con where Wes got to unbox it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that felt pretty good. But of course, now the game has come a very long ways.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that stuff, which is super exciting.
You know, can you guys do me a favor? Because I really would love this. If because we've been kind of excited and about Claw for a while. We've been talking about it. So when it comes to where you've got like prototypes that you're sending out for review, don't send us one. Just don't even respond to Mike's email.
Skip you guys. Okay.
Just skip us.
Yeah.
And then go, oh yeah, sorry, we focused on other channels. I'm just saying, because Mike
Well,
will
we
love
did
that.
get Ian O'Toole to do the art.
That's true. That's true.
Wow.
We'll send it over to Bob's house, and then he can decide whether he wants to invite him or not.
Anyways, sorry. I couldn't resist.
That was, man, I need to go refill my drink. Well, you know what? This is Whiskey Wednesday, and we've got some guests, of course. What are you guys drinking tonight?
Life. That's what I'm drinking tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
and we've got some.
That's
I call it Christmas water.
Christmas water.
Special.
Wow.
Very
It's
nice.
gin in there.
Wait,
from a glacier in Alaska.
But I do have some whiskey. But I'll get some later.
did you scoop that out of the water bowl from the tree? Does it have a piney taste to it?
It does. It's absolutely fantastic.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Well,
I would
about
be
you
drinking
guys?
whiskey, but Mike didn't bring me my bottle.
Oh.
blaming me again.
I re-upped on some Old Tub, so I got another bottle of Old Tub.
I got some Four Roses, small batch.
That's a very good selection from Bob there. Eric over there boasting again. This guy sent me a private message the other day about this Dragon's Milk Origins bourbon. It was one of the first ones I tried on the show. I'm like, I'm going to splurge on a really costly bottle. And Origins was amazing. But now they have a D&D Origins bourbon. And Eric was gloating in my private messages that he got a bottle, which you had to order online.
Did you get the one with the dice? Because that's the really cool one. He actually has one that has a dice that comes with it. It was $90.
Oof.
I was that close, but then I was like, no, I have bills.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
I'm
rough.
drinking some Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel. This is a step up from their small batch. A little bit more smoky than their regular stuff. Very tasty.
Is the
Was
Coast
that the bottle you were going to give to Tim?
It's funny you say that because it is an Elijah Craig bottle. So I'm just going to throw that out there. We're going for full circle. The first bottle I ever got for Tim was Elijah Craig, but it is not the small batch again. So Slightly different.
Yeah.
We need to say hi to some people. Our normals are here. Of course, Mr. Halbert is in the house.
I believe they're called regulars, not normals.
Yeah,
But
the
whatever.
irregulars. They're the irregulars.
Normal,
The
irregulars.
Like my bowel movements.
Irregulars.
Is that only Thursday morning?
I thought it was the runners. Is that what it is? You got the runners right here.
Yeah.
That was me after some K-pot. Moving on. Hey, Jazz. Jazz is in the house. Of course, Eric's here with us. Soulskeeto. Oh my God. I need to download it again. This dude sent a hilarious Christmas themed game card. I gotta find it. It's in our Discord. Give me a minute. Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh boy.
So Tim, did your group win on the amazing show that you were on?
On Pop Culture Jeopardy? I guess you could just keep
amazing.
tuning in on Wednesdays and wait till you see the team Nerd Alert. And,
I have better things to do than to constantly continue to
wait till Christmas and watch all of them, or at least the last one.
Okay.
No, it'll be January.
Ugh.
Before we're on.
I mean,
January?
Yeah. I know
we were that kind of time.
We were so bummed that we're like, what? We gotta wait till January? Like we had to wait till December 4th. We thought like that was forever. But
we were in.
Is it the real question is it doing well? I.e., are they going to be like, oh, we released the first 5 episodes and it's kind of shit, and now they're just going to turn it off and not ever release the rest?
The stuff they got.
Well, it's on Prime, so it doesn't work like that. I'm sure they'll run the whole season.
The whole bracket. I saw the bracket they have.
Yeah, and then they'll either re-up or not, you know.
Right. Do we do a season 2? You just call me poop? I don't think so.
If there is a season 2, Tim, would you be on it?
I mean, I could audition again, I guess. You know, you see if they reach out. They're like, hey,
right. Like they would do like the winners bracket series, you know, where they bring like all the people who won back on. Would you be on that one?
Well, you know, I mean, I will say that there were people that I met while we were there that were on other iterations of Jeopardy.
Gotcha.
Right on.
Did they win those other versions of Jeopardy?
I don't know. I know. Well, I did meet some ladies, and they were actually they met because they were on the Tournament of Champions against each other. Oh. And then they formed a team.
Nice.
I see.
So, did you embarrass yourself and Alex have to pull all the weight, or did you show
No. I didn't get anything wrong. I could tell you that.
Okay.
I got all
so you didn't answer any
But he had that broken buzzer just wouldn't ring in.
Yeah, it won't work.
Same thing. I can't.
I always get a warped one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wayne praising the Toasted Barrel. Agreed. Eric saying it's his favorite bourbon ever. Wow. High praise. My goodness.
Very high praise.
Let's go ahead and give Soulskeeto some credit here. I'm going to go ahead and show you what he made and put in our Discord. It hits tonight's topic. And here it is. Wait, that's not what we want.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, hi, everybody.
Mike.
Can we see Mike's shopping history again?
Yeah. So he made a Christmas Vacation, the deck builder.
That is fabulous. I love it.
That's hilarious.
Mike, you should wait till after everyone's lists before you show stuff like this, because you could be stepping on people's lists.
This is true.
Well, that's possible. It sure as hell isn't your list, but you're right.
What?
That is one of my favorite Christmas movies. I didn't use it because I knew everybody else would.
I didn't.
I considered using it because it's one of my least favorite Christmas movies.
That's it, Tim. Get the hell out. What are you talking about? It can't be one of your least favorite Christmas movies.
I genuinely do not like that movie.
Are you hearing
I'm going to try to rewatch it.
I thought I knew you, and I clearly don't. Wow.
I'll try to rewatch it again. I tried to watch it like 2 years ago. Like, just maybe I'm wrong about this movie. And I'm like, no, I still don't like it.
You're definitely wrong.
Isn't it asinine?
Yeah.
What do you even say to a guy?
You just move on.
Don't worry. I've got Christmas movies that will more than make up for my dislike.
I ended up not using my favorite Christmas movie because I couldn't figure out how to gamify it without bringing in like an Xbox or a PlayStation or something. Like I do make a video game out of it, but I don't think I can make a board game out of it. So I left it out. And I'll wait till after we're done to tell you what it is because I don't want to step on anybody's list.
Please give us the thumbs. Just ignore everything that Tim says about Christmas Vacation.
Look, I know I'm in the minority, and I will live there.
Statements
happily.
made here do not directly represent the board game rundown.
Appreciate that.
Trust me.
Disclaimer banner ready for the bottom.
Yeah.
Trust me. The Christmas movies that I'm going to share with you tonight.
I feel like I might have a crossover with Tim, but we'll see.
We won't.
Okay.
I guarantee you we will not.
Okay.
So I feel like we're going to have to put at the end of this after we do all of ours, because we also strived hard not to have the same movies in our lists, that we're going to end up with like this giant vacuum of amazing Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All the obvious ones, like none of them will be used.
Yeah.
It's like when you're playing just one and everybody's trying to be like abstract or different, and then the obvious clue is not given, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
I think we should, when it's all done, we should mention like some of our absolute favorite movies if they weren't mentioned. So
Sure.
I think that's a very fair deal.
Should we
For sure.
roll into it then?
We got
Well-
because I'm so excited.
Okay. I'm ready too.
do we need to talk about like Claw and Braincast though first? I think we should do that, right?
Yeah, we
can
did
talk
get to do a
about that.
playthrough of that.
But I mean, I'm just saying, I really want to do these Christmas movies as well.
Okay, well let's get in the list, and then we can do Claw and Braincast. I mean, we yield to our guests.
Yeah. I'm so excited about this list. I made 9 and I was working on the 10th one. And then Mike was like, wait, no, we only talked about 5. And I went, oh, so then I took my top 5.
There you go.
Yeah.
And now you got some alternates in case you cross over with Bob.
There you go. Maybe.
That's not going to happen.
I have some
I'll be
interesting.
very
I
surprised
would
if
play
anybody
any
picks
of
this movie.
these. What's that?
These movies.
Oh, wow. He's calling a shot saying we've never seen any of these movies.
Nope, didn't say that.
No, he
I
just
just
said
think-
if you picked them, Mike. Now we know
Yeah,
you probably haven't seen them because you don't.
Right. You haven't watched
Watch
movies.
movies.
Yeah, Mike doesn't enjoy cinema.
Things are starting to change on that front, though, West.
Yeah.
Starting to watch a few movies.
So what you're telling me is that you didn't pick any Christmas movies that you have not seen.
I picked one Christmas movie I have not seen.
See,
What?
already he's completely failing the challenge.
No, it's so gonna be worth it though. Trust me.
We'll see.
Okay,
We'll
we'll see. We will
All right,
see.
who gets to go first?
Oh, wait, hold on. Just so, like, Justin, this is your first time, right? So, like, we're gonna go around. We'll start with Bob, and then we'll go sort of like clockwise. So it'll be me, Wes, then you, then Mike will go. So you just roll any way you want, right? Like, you can listen to everybody. You can copy their format or my format or Wes format, or you just go with whatever way you want that you're
Whatever
most
feels good.
comfortable with. Yeah.
Do it live.
man. So no pressure. Just relax and roll with this.
All right. So I guess since we're so excited to get into this, I need to give us the good old fashioned segue, which means we're starting with Bob's number 5.
All right. So I feel like my number 5 is my weakest one. That's why it's number 5. But this is what I came up with. So A Christmas Story, right? Where everyone has BB guns and you're trying to fight off bullies and dogs to protect your brother and your dinner. The first player marker has got to be a mini leg lampshade, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
You're rolling dice to attack. And if you roll a 1, you shoot your eye out. You roll 2 ones, you're done. You're out. Player elimination. Sorry. And yeah.
Man, those
That's
bumpus,
like
those dogs, dude, bumpuses.
Purposes.
Bob, is this a war game then or area control?
Sounds like
it's
tower
kind of like a
defense.
tower defense. Yeah,
Yeah.
see, Tim gets it.
Okay.
Delay game. It's Italian.
Yeah.
I originally had this on my list and I took it off to replace it with something else. I had a worker placement game with contract fulfillment where you're trying to do good deeds to earn yourself a red rifle BB gun.
Oh, okay.
Red Rider.
Rider.
Red
sure.
Rider. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
I should drink more whiskey.
True.
Hi, Mister.
I do enjoy A Christmas Story quite a bit. It's
With a compass in the stock.
it's got to have a compass in the stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Gotta have
A
I-
plus
That's right.
plus.
When they play that all day long on TBS and TNT, my family will leave it on that channel literally all day.
And inside the box, it will come with a coupon for more Ovaltine.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you
gotta
for that
use-
inclusion.
You've got to use the decoder ring to figure it out.
Sure, yes.
Right, the little orphan Annie decoder ring. So I hated that movie when I was a kid because my dad like watched it all the time, and I was like, "Oh my god, this movie sucks." And then after I think it's one of those things where what do they call that when you've been
Incepted
forced?
or whatever.
No.
Oh, it's the
like, Stockholm syndrome.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
it.
Yeah. So I think that movie gave me Stockholm syndrome in a way where I'm just like, this is actually a really great
Well,
movie,
no,
and
it's
I
good.
love it.
It's great.
Yeah. I just love it all the time now.
That's perfect.
And indoctrination
Also,
that
yes.
is also maybe another word that would work for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sure. Yeah. You got
Like,
the
Yes, I
Clockwork
will
Orange.
watch the movie.
You got the
Ultra violence
Clockwork Orange
working.
treatment. Yeah. All
Yep.
right. All right, Bob. That's a solid pick.
All right,
It's
thank
a
you.
solid pick.
Well done. Love the movie.
My number 5 is part 5 of a series. And I'm talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night, part 5, The Toy Maker.
Love
Yes. So in this, a toy maker, Joe Petto, opens up a toy store, Petto, Petto, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Petto's
That's easy.
Toys.
Clarification.
It's called Petto's Toys. And anyways, these toys start killing people. And then, for no particular reason, and you can't figure out why Mickey Rooney, this kooky old drunk toy maker and toy store owner, is killing people. I don't want to spoil the movie for you in case you want to go watch it. Because why
Next on my
wouldn't you?
list.
It's
Yeah.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, part 5.
Mhm.
Yes.
Part 5.
You need to see the
Part
first
five.
4 to understand the 5th one.
Not at all.
Good.
Not at all. Actually, fun bit of trivia for you. The original Silent Night, Deadly Night, when it came out in like 84, maybe, came out the same weekend as Nightmare on Elm Street. Mickey Rooney was so offended that they had someone dressed as Santa Claus and killing people that he wrote a letter that was like, this is the most offensive thing you could do and the worst thing you could do for a holiday. And then like 7 years later in 91, he is in number 5.
Money talks.
So Tim, you told us a movie. You told us the like what the movie's about, but you didn't tell us anything about how you're gamifying said movie.
Here we go. So we are all maniacal toy makers in this game, and we are trying to spread our toy stores to other cities so that we can like increase our range. So you're gonna have a board with a map, and they're gonna have all these cities on the map. There's gonna be all these cubes or square like spaces in between, and you're gonna be taking actions and placing cubes, trying to connect the cities. If you can get enough, you can build a toy store in that city, which then will give you, more dominance over the board.
So
Kind
area
of like a
control. Got it.
smartphone type of thing.
Yeah, a little smartphoney, a little Hunter Teutonic-y, so like just different kinds of actions are going to allow you to do different things as far as like putting those getting more of those cubes out as you build influence. You send out your little toys
Sure.
to entice people.
Will the instruction book include a QR code you can scan to link you to some ICP music? They have got a great song that's called The Toy Box. That would be perfect for that game.
Yeah, sure. Sounds great. Why not? I'm sure also a band that Mickey Rooney loved before he passed.
Yes.
I used to date Judy Garland. That guy's a nut. Anyways, there you go. You're welcome. Silent Night, Deadly Night, part 5. I apologize for going so early with this because I know like that's probably going to be a lot of crossover with you guys, Mike.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to step
hang
on
I
your
gotta
number
change my
1.
list.
Didn't mean to step
be a
on your
rough
number
one.
1.
You
But I
probably
bring it in
kind of ruins mine because my 5 through 2 are the first 4 parts. So.
What? Here's the thing is when we went, like I saw that movie when I was a kid, like in the 90s, and then
Explains so
went
much
back.
now.
Yeah, seriously. Then went back and watched it again. Like, I'm going to watch all of these movies, right? Like 15 years ago. And the fact that dude's name, everybody was like, oh, it's Pedo, Joe Pedo. And you're like, oh no, like they had no idea what they were doing. So, all right. And Wayne's got a question, and it's apropos because it is West's turn.
I mean, I think that there's lots of ways that Malort and Crokinole could be worked into any board game, really. But not for this pick. Not for this pick. We will, however, be talking about the absolute greatest Christmas movie that my wife wraps presents to every year. And that is the Santa Claus 2. The Santa Claus 2. The one where Santa Claus has to get married. The Mrs. Claus. Okay. In this particular movie, there's a great scene in there where he drinks cocoa. All right. And I came up with this great game around creating the best cocoa. So what it is, it's just a simple card game, and there are ingredients for cocoa, but there's also ingredients for other random disgusting things like vegetables and kale and all that other nonsense that rabbits eat, right? And then what you're doing is you're building out your cup of cocoa. So you have a handful of cards. You take one of your cards, you put it face down on top of your cup, and then you're going to pass the deck to the left. And then that person is going to take some things there. And then after you have 3 ingredients in your cup, someone is going to then trade a card. So you can have cards that will allow you to trade cards with other people. They are all face down at this point, so you really have no idea what you're trading. So maybe you put some bad stuff in your cocoa to end up having a bad cocoa cup, so that when someone tries to steal a card from you, it actually is a bad cup. The key on this is each card has flavor points. So however many flavor points, whoever has the hand of cocoa in their cup that has the highest flavor points, they win the game.
There you go.
Santa Claus 2.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for, like, by the time we get to West number 1, there's some recurring theme here. So he's planting.
West doesn't do that.
I feel like he could be planting seeds, so I'm just wary.
Okay.
Sounds like an interesting game, though.
Yeah, it does sound like fun, right?
All right, that brings us to Justin. Or are you muted?
He's muted.
Oh, muted?
His game is so good.
Can you hear me now?
Keep it a secret.
Yeah. He doesn't even want to talk about it. It's so secret.
Right.
He already signed an NDA.
He signed it with Braincast, though, so he can't even tell himself about it.
He's silent again.
We're muted again.
How about now?
Yeah, there we go.
We're good.
This thing is the exact opposite. So when it's lit up, it's supposed to be like, I don't know. It's my wife's. Anyhow, so basically, this is a hidden movement game. Players will take the role of kids that have been left home alone, and another player is going to play as the 2 guys that are trying to break in and steal all the expensive stuff in the house, right? The board is made of like a big mansion where players can gain items, build traps. They'll be able to use their cards from their hand when they play 3 out of 5 cards from their hand, basically. And each of those cards will have actions on them that allow them to either move, search, build, or run, right? When you search, it allows you to draw a card from that room to gain items, and combining those items will allow you to build a trap, right?
Nice.
Love it.
So basically, you can run, so it allows you to move 3 spaces away. And yes, I got into real detail when I put these together.
Can you tell he's a game designer?
You guys trying to act like designers.
So what's really interesting, though, is these cards have two sectors to them, on top and bottom. One is for the bad guys, and one is for the good guys. And the bad guys are trying to get the items to gain worth, which are worth points, which they want to gain a certain number of worth points to exit the house and win the game. Whereas the kids are trying to stop them from gaining those worth points by taking those items and building traps instead. So basically, both players will go back and forth until there is a winner, and there will be a time tracker that decides when the game ends, and to see if the player, the thieves rather, got enough of the worth points to win the game. And you can adjust the difficulty by adjusting the worth on the track. So go ahead.
I have a question. So when time runs out, does the South Bend Shovel Slayer show up and stop the Wet Bandits? Because I'm just saying, like, if the South Bend Shovel Slayer, for no particular reason, is not in there, I would be very disappointed.
He does not, but that's part of the expansion and the add-on on the Kickstarter.
Perfect. That's the way it
what's
works.
the movie?
Oh, it's Alone at Home, Bob.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, it's a really good thing that Prospero Hall broke up, because we wouldn't even be able to finish the show. They'd be kicking down our door for all these IPs. They're like, we own all these IPs.
Wow.
We've been waiting for a Silent Night, Deadly Night and Santa Claus 2. We don't have 1 or 3, but we do have 2. We got that one.
Right. Do you hear that notification sound? I think that's Justin's phone ringing. It's Prospero Hall in the other. Well, damn it. I also picked Home Alone, but I put it at number 2, so I'm just going to talk about it now. I didn't go into nearly as much detail, but I had the exact same idea. It needs to be a 1v mini hidden movement game where you play as Kevin versus the Wet Bandits. As Kevin, you get options like deploying your BB gun and shooting Marv in the groin, or creating an icy staircase down to the basement. Or you can hang a heater on the backside of a doorknob, ensuring one of them burns their hand. Or you could set up some plastic wrap covered with caulking glue and blast them with feathers blowing from a fan. Or lay out micro machines on the floor. Or put Buzz's pet tarantula on Marv's face while he's recovering from a crowbar to the gut. You could drop paint cans from the stairway banister. Then, of course...
Can you give somebody a picture of Buzz's girlfriend and make them drop what they're holding?
Then, of course, in the last round of what is a timed game, if you survive to the last round, you have to zip line from the house to the treehouse and hope you get across before Kevin cuts the line. All of this and more in Home Alone, Kevin versus the Wet Bandits.
Ah, beautiful.
Mike, also a disturbing lack of South Bend Shovel Slayer in your game as well. Can he at least be the time tracker? Yes,
he's the time tracker.
Yes.
Perfect.
And if he gets to the house before you have made it to the window zip line that connects to the treehouse, you have been caught. You don't even get to the final round. You don't even get to zip line to the treehouse. Good pick. I love that movie. I stuck to all the traps from the first version of the movie. I think the first one is the best. The other 2 are pretty good. I still enjoy them. The first one's great.
Oh, you sweet child. There's more than 2 sequels.
I think
the other 2 being 2 and 3.
The very best scene, though, is from Home Alone 2, where Kevin's on top of the building and he's throwing the bricks down, and you hear the sound of and then Marv's on the ground going, Harry. That makes you laugh so hard.
Also, Tim Curry's in part 2. It's so good.
That's true. That's very true. They are the finest around.
Oh, man.
What's up, Brandon? Oh, good stuff. That's only our first picks. But wait, there's more.
There's 4.
Let's go to number 4.
Woohoo! All right. So my number 4, I don't want to say it's for Mike because I'm not sure he's going to get it, but I feel like we would play this game together a lot. But Die Hard 2.
Yeah.
It's like Sky Team, but the limited communication comes from you got one guy on the ground with gasoline and fire, and he's trying to get the planes to land, and you can't talk to the pilot who's flying the plane that's trying to come in and land them. And
all you can do is look at Bob while he's on fire doing this.
I'm trying to make it happen.
But yeah,
talk to me before you roll that die.
Can't. No.
Uh,
Too busy like shooting, ex-military, people who have joined the wrong side. And
I have a very important question. Is there a naked William Sadler working out in front of a TV during the communication phase?
obviously.
Thank you. Okay, I'm back in. I'm in.
Yeah. Yep, that's it.
Good stuff.
That's
Hey.
good. That's good.
Underrated Die Hard movie.
I like it. I think
not my favorite one.
Yeah.
3 is my favorite.
Oh, okay. With the Vengeance.
Sam Jackson, baby. Yeah.
That's
Jeremy Irons, so good.
Yeah, Jeremy Irons is really good. So.
Not to take anything away from Alan Rickman and and all of that,
Mhm.
but
Right. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
but I do appreciate that you went Die Hard 2, the less obvious choice.
That's right. That's why I did it that way.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Die Hard 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So my number 4, I can't think of a movie that embodies the Christmas experience more than the hit film from the same director as Trick or Treat, and that is Krampus, because there's so many miserable, people at Christmas, and you've got family members showing up. They don't even always like each other that much, or there's just the level of trash talk. And here's the thing: is like, it gets so nasty and mean that people forget the meaning of Christmas and they lose the Christmas spirit, right? So Krampus is showing up. So in my game, you are in a house in the neighborhood, right? In this small neighborhood, and Krampus is basically descending down upon the house, and you are competing with the other family members to run out and try to find in the other houses and in the neighborhood bits of Christmas spirit. But while you're out there, you're subject to you're vulnerable, so you could be attacked, so like it's sort of like a push your luck, like think Clank, you're pulling cubes out of a bag, and if you get your cubes like drawn, you might get attacked, you get hurt. You got to find more Christmas spirit than everybody else and get back to the house and hope that you have enough that Krampus will spare you and just take all the other people down to hell or wherever he goes.
So Tim, I have Krampus as well.
Yes, great minds think alike.
Yeah,
I didn't
Mine's
think
different.
we would. Okay, even better. That's great. That's great. So yes, Krampus, because that is a great Adam Scott, and there's Toni Collette. That's got a really good cast. David Koechner's in it. Yeah, good cast.
I need to see this movie.
You've never seen Krampus?
I have not.
Oh my,
That's good.
It's fun.
It's good in that way that bad horror movies are good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
fun.
okay with that.
It knows exactly what it is. It knows exactly what it is.
Love
It doesn't
bad horror
pretend to
movies.
be like some Hollywood blockbuster craziness. It's just like, hey, I'm a B-rated horror movie and I love it.
Yeah. Come along for the
I'm
ride
good with
with a Hollywood
good.
cast. Awesome cast.
Yeah.
Tim,
yeah.
although I've got a quick red flag though, that there is Krampus versus Santa, which is your favorite Dice Throne version game.
No, that's not anything to do with my thing. That's not based on a movie. Mine is specifically based on a movie.
I just wanted to get Tim all messed up because he notoriously does not like Dice Throne.
Yeah.
So I just want to throw it out there and see how upset he gets.
I like it about as much as I like Christmas. Actually, I like Christmas Vacation more than I like Dice Throne.
Wow.
This man does not like Dice Throne.
All right. Well, on that happy note, so I think this particular, the one that I chose this time, is another movie that my wife wraps presents to on Christmas, which is the Santa Claus 2. Okay. And because the wife, I decided to make a trick-taking game about trying to match all of the things that his wife is going to supposed to have. And each time it's going to be different because there's going to be different cards left out from all of the trick, from creating the actual hands that you have. So as you're playing the trick-taking game, after each hand is revealed, you're going to be flipping a card over that's already face down, And when you could take the cards that you've won from each round and flip one face up, thereby limiting the amount of cards available in that particular piece to make the game even more exciting as you're playing further down the line. And then in the end, when someone has all of the matching cards that are necessary, they have created a matrimonious harmony and now will win the trick-taking game.
West, did your phone just go off? Because I'm pretty sure Hasbro just called because they have the IP now. They just acquired it from Prospero. Just to Santa Claus 2.
Just the 2. That's good.
That's
really
the only
good.
one they got.
Wow.
It's the only one they got.
No, this is great. We're gonna get 5 re-themes of Santa Claus 2. I'm here for it.
Not
That's what you're
re-themes.
talking about, Mike. That seems crazy.
Divinely inspired games.
That's true. Inspired by spiritual predecessors.
True.
Wow. And thank you for gaslighting Tim for this, Eric. I appreciate it.
Oh, he genuinely likes it. That's not gaslighting if he means it.
I guess it was sarcasm.
Mm-hmm. I'm already fired up. You started that. You revved it up. You can't it doesn't just go back down. It takes time.
That's the line I use.
Wes came up with another game that sounds fun, though. That's the problem here.
It's got to take a lot to get West to blush. And Bob, well done, sir.
That was good. That was good.
Well done. All right, we better move on to Justin before we get ourselves in trouble.
All right, so my second pick is a cooperative game where players are going to basically prevent the gremlins from destroying the town on Christmas Eve.
Yes.
So the board is a representation of Billy's town with the movie theater, the bar, the hardware store, and all that stuff, right? But the players will start off with a hand of cards, and each round they'll draw up to 3 cards, playing as many as they can. Each card is unique in the game. So a card might allow a player to visit a specific location or defend a location, removing a gremlin from, said location. Basically, players can remove gremlins from the board, right? So think a game where you put out what's that Marvel game where you go in a big circle and you're trying to save the citizens.
United.
Thanks. Yeah, Marvel United. Exactly. So basically the gremlins are coming out at all these different locations, and your goal is to basically reduce that power in each of those locations, right? But there's more. So the Mohawk leader is moving around the board at the same time. Okay.
Stripe.
And the only way that you can beat the leader is by aligning the items needed to beat the leader, right? And get them into a location that the gremlins are in. So when you play a card, on that card, it also tells you where to put out a gremlin. And this is where it gets interesting because, if you're playing, say, 2 cards that you really need, it could potentially put the gremlin where you really don't need. So it's kind of an offset. Everything that you do good in the game that helps you has some type of consequence, right? But basically, this would be a tracker game as well, where players have so much time to take down Mohawk and basically win the game. But in order to beat them, they need to get the items, and of course Gizmo as well.
I have a Kickstarter extra request, please. As an alternative villain that you could fight instead of going after Stripe, can you go after the Flasher Gremlin? That's my favorite one. That's my favorite Gremlin. It has been ever since I was a kid. I got a Funko Pop of that. I was so sad because I was at a convention in Grand Rapids like a month ago, and they had like a full size one because Joe Dante was there, the director of Gremlins, and it was only like $360, and my wife wouldn't let me buy it. I was very depressed.
Oh, no.
You?
Wow.
I know.
Oh, man.
I don't even know like where we're at.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, doesn't she know that you're an
$300
amazing like
more in your
Jeopardy winner?
Exactly. I just don't get that Jeopardy money till our show airs.
Yeah. See,
Yes, that's going to be the front cover, Tim.
that's
Right on the box.
There we go. That's perfect.
We're gonna try to get it in every porno store across the United States of America.
Well,
Yes.
thankfully,
be amazing.
even the anatomically correct gremlin is still smooth as a baby's
Still
bottom down there.
PG-13.
Because that's not how they
Hold on.
reproduce.
Hold on, porno stores. I thought they closed all the family videos.
Hey, yo,
oh,
Right.
Mike, there's
Ooh.
still places you can go. Don't act like
And-
you don't know.
And I just want to say it's amazing that Justin's coming up with these extremely thorough, well thought out answers, having done no research at all. These are completely on the fly. It's really impressive.
Yeah, but let me get out my notes.
Okay, Mike,
Oh,
why don't you tell us about your gremlin-based game?
Oh,
Since you're just going to steal
Well,
Justin's. Like,
yeah,
Mike
I
didn't
am.
even make a
So-
list. He's like, I'm going to listen to what Justin said, and then I'm going to
Yeah,
come
so-
up with my list, like, based on that. Oh, man, that was my number
That's-
one. I guess
that's
I'll
a
just kind of
great
roll with it.
idea. Speaking of which, my number 4 is Gremlins 2. No, not really.
Not a Christmas movie. I was ready. I'm like, a new batch is not a Christmas movie.
So my number 4 is based on Bad Santa.
oh,
Oh, that's nice.
This is going to be a pick up and deliver game where you are dressed up as a mall Santa and you're going to be attempting to rob the very stores where you are spreading Christmas cheer. After closing time, you will be stealing valuables from stores within the mall, and you're going to attempt to transport your stolen goods back to your home base without arousing suspicion and getting the real cops called on you. In this game, Bernie Mac comes back from the dead as a zombie and will chase you back to your house, who then tries to take back the valuables that you have unrightfully stolen from his mall stores. Also, Tony Cox is a much like Oddjob and Goldeneye. He's a banned character based on recent play testing because his hitbox is too small. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Oh, God. Here we go with the GoldenEye references.
yeah,
That's fantastic.
I
I'll back that.
was definitely
Yeah,
going to
so
agree with James. Is there an add-on where you're making people not sit right for a week in the dressing room?
Not only is there a dressing room, but after playing it, you ain't gonna shit right for a week.
Man, that's going to be right next to the the Gremlins game that that Justin made in those same shops.
That's right.
Yep.
I brought you some orange juice. What's in it? Oranges. Yeah, I'll pass. Yeah, there you go. Bad Santa.
Why is it
number
red?
4.
That's from the blood when I cut myself.
I love that movie too. So
It's a great movie. You
did
just
stick-
made me sad though about Bernie Mac.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah,
Poor Bernie.
but I did try to at least stick to movies that I do really really enjoy. Well, for a minute at least. Okay, now it's time for good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep, that's good stuff.
All right, let's see what else is in store with number 3.
All right, so apparently I messed up. I was trying to find a horror movie that I can make a Christmas horror movie that I can make one out of. And I didn't want to do Gremlins 1, so I did Gremlins 2, not even thinking that it wasn't a Christmas movie. But I'm going to roll with it anyway.
Go for
it. So Gremlins 2 is a cooperative zombie side type of game where you're in a building and you either have to wait the clock out till the daylight comes out, or kill off all of the gremlins that are there. There's event decks going off, like sprinkler systems that go off and create more gremlins that are going to be coming after you. You can find yourself the paperclip crossbow.
Yeah.
Things that, yes.
Yes.
But apparently Gremlins 2 is not a Christmas movie. I don't know how they swung that because the first one was. Figured the second one was as well. This is what happens when you don't do your research. So
listen, it's got Phoebe Cates, the guy who plays Billy. I can't remember his name now. Dick Miller. I mean, it's got all the greats. You got the dancing gremlin. You got the googly-eyed, gremlin that like bounces all the way around. He's like, like it's the best.
Yeah.
It's really good. You got the spider gremlin that's super scary.
Missed it by a couple of months.
Yeah. And then the lady gremlin that Bob was not at all attracted to.
Not at all. Did you ever find the lady gremlin attractive when she dressed up? Neither did I. Was just...
The bat gremlin, lots of cool stuff in that one.
Yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff in that one. I guess didn't even think. It's been so long since I've seen it. I didn't even think about it. Like maybe not taking place around Christmas.
I just watched it last year with Mallory because we watched the first Gremlins and she really liked it. And I'm like, oh, we'll watch Gremlins too. And the only thing that scared her in that movie was the goofy Mogwai she's like, he's just creepy and he bothers me. But like when he turns into I don't remember if he turns into the spider or the bat. He turns into one of them. And I'm like, that's this way scarier gremlin. And she's like, nah. I don't know, man. All right. So Bob, I still like your pick and I'm not going to give you a hard time because I enjoy that movie anyways, because it's Gremlins movie and Gremlins are awesome.
Better tonight knowing
that. Yeah. Jim's right. That Key and Peele sketch.
I don't know which one that is, but I love that show. So I'm sure it's good.
All right. So my number 3 is a part 3 of the greatest holiday franchise ever. That's not called Santa Claus. Silent Night, Deadly Night, part 3. Better watch out. In this movie, Ricky Caldwell, who was the killer from the second movie, who was the brother of the killer from the first movie, he's in a coma. He's played by Bill Moseley, also known as Chop Top, and you would also from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, but a lot of people probably remember him from House of a Thousand Corpses. He's the I forget which Firefly he is. He's the loud, talky one. It's killing the cheerleaders at the beginning. Anyways, so Bill Moseley, they've cut off like the top of his head because his skull's been damaged, and he's got a dome, like a glass dome over his brain because they're trying to heal. These doctors, these psychiatrists want to like talk to him and figure out what's going on with him. So they enlist the help of a blind psychic who then goes inside of his brain and starts seeing like terrible things. And then she freaks out and leaves. And then he wakes up and then goes on a killing spree until, maybe, nothing else bad happens. It's fine. Nothing else bad happens. He just wakes up and everybody's good. So I originally was going to try to make like a good version of Unconscious Mind using this game, but I didn't want a game that heavy for this movie. So instead I went more pandemic style. So you guys are all playing as a team of psychics that has gotten into a serial killer's brain. And you are now, so the board is like a map of the different areas of his brain. And you're drawing cards and different, different types of insanities are like populating throughout the brain. And you guys are like trying to go in and like attack and remove those and cure him before he wakes up and goes on his murderous rampage.
I think there's something obviously wrong with his medulla oblongata.
Yeah, exactly. Jim, if I have to answer that, you don't really know me. No, Eric, it would not. It would not just be that. I did not enjoy that game very much.
You're desperately wrong in that one. Unfortunately, Unconscious Mind is amazing.
It is.
I enjoyed it. There's a lot going on, but I like that kind of stuff.
There's like two mechanics in that game that it just it's overstuffed. It's overstuffed.
Sure.
Very beautiful and a very cool idea, but it just does not land for me. I feel like it's a little overstuffed.
I wish I could turn my camera because when the cat comes over here and does this and I hold her, Winston is looking so pathetic. He's sitting right here in front of me looking at me like,
What don't
you love me? It's like, yes, mister. I love you too, but I can't hold you both. And you don't like being picked up. So.
And the other thing is like, it was also an excuse just to poke the Unconscious Mind fans a little bit. Because I will never say that's a bad game. I think that game, I just think it's a little
not right
overcomplicated. It's not right for me. But it's, god damn, is it beautiful. and it was really interesting to play. It was really interesting to play.
It would be more accessible with like one or two less mechanics. I mean, like I said, because you take your turn and then it's like do this, do that, do that. This triggers that. This, oh, you're done. Okay, well you moved your ink blot this far, or you did this, so move your ink blot this much and do a bunch more stuff.
Yeah,
and like it's
a
lot of moving pieces.
It's a lot of moving pieces. Your unconscious mind cannot go into unconsciousness because it is so fiddly. It is keeping you up here, so you can't even get into the subconscious. All right, Wes, I'm going to stop digging a hole for myself, and I'm going to let you finally talk about a unique movie and game.
So this is a fabulous game that I created around.
Start laughing.
Okay, this is a fabulous game that I created around. I wanted a party game. Okay. Because every like, if you need something for Christmas, you're gonna have all your family there, so we need a good party game. So my party game is from the absolutely amazing movie that everyone should really watch over Christmas, The Santa Claus 2. In this particular part of this movie, one of the elves has to tell Santa that his son is on the naughty list. So I thought, wouldn't it be really funny if the game is literally you have to explain to the group why the kid is on the naughty list, but there are certain words that you're not allowed to say. So as you're saying, like, so if the kid says, if you're like, oh, well, he spray painted, the principal doesn't like Christmas on the side of the school building. In this particular case, you wouldn't be able to say school, principal, or spray paint. So you have to say you have to explain it without saying those particular words. And if someone picks it up and is able to understand what you're trying to say and they get it correct, then they score a point and you score a point for accomplishing this idea.
Eric, you're the best.
First 1 to 10 win. So
I like this idea, Wes.
Yeah. Like I say, like Brandon says, taboo, right? Taboo-esque. I love that.
I want to play this game right now. This is my favorite one I've heard about so far.
Yeah, I know.
So Wes, is there going to be an all-in bundle for the Santa Claus?
I mean, I feel like there's possibilities that could happen.
Like, is this a taboo re-theme?
I mean, it's not a re-theme. This is a uniqueness that might happen to be inspired by certain games.
No, I agree. Very unique. Just like
if crowdfunding tells you anything these days, all you have to do is go to the original designer, ask them if you can retheme their game, and then when they say no, you say cool, and then go do it anyways.
Right.
So
exactly.
Valid point.
Not that that's happened recently.
No,
last month.
Definitely not.
No.
That's crazy. Real quick question. Do you think is it better or worse that they asked and were said and told no? Like, would it have been better if they just made it without asking?
Yeah,
I feel like
it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is permission.
Interesting.
I don't know that. I think both are terrible ideas, and nobody should ever do that, right? Or at least not without giving proper deference and credit and stuff like that. And go, because I could see also going, hey, we're going to make a game that's very similar, and I would love to give you credit. You inspired me to make this. I mean, I guess if they put their foot down and was like, absolutely not, no, then you got to come up with something else or change it enough. But anyways, here nor there. So now it is Justin's turn. No pressure. Please, for the love of God, let it be a Santa Claus 2 themed board game.
So this is the sequel to Tim's game. It's called Krampus.
Yes.
We're going to call it Krampus 2.
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo. Tim doesn't sue me. But anyhow, this is a totally different type of Krampus than what Tim had kind of explained previously, right? In this game, players are going to take the role of the minions of Krampus to do his bidding and trap children and their families in little glass snow globes. Each minion is going to have asymmetrical skills that could assist in getting hints on where the child exists that wished his family away for Christmas. Okay. So with that being said, players are going to secretly and competitively mark down using a dial which location they believe that child is at in the neighborhood, and an app is going to provide them hints. Yes, it's an app-driven game. I know a lot of people hate those, but
I'm
this is
fine
cool.
with it. Let's go.
Yeah. So anyhow, it's going to give you hints on which house in the neighborhood this child could potentially live at, and you just have this little dial, right, that allows you to choose which address and kind of send your character there to try to get the kid right. But of course there is some take that, right? Because other players are going to be able to use their asymmetrical powers to gain additional hints or move other players on the board. What gets really interesting though is how the game is won, right? So there is a snow globe pieces that create this snow globe, right? And each time you successfully get a hint correct, you will actually take the last name of that household and put it next to your snow globe and take a piece of glass. If you ever fulfill your entire snow globe, you will win the game. But say Tim completes his snow globe and he has three last names in his three families in his globe,
Yep.
but Bob has collected five names but hasn't quite completed his globe yet. Bob can break a piece of the globe off of Tim's and put it on his own, giving him more time to catch up. So there's a catch up mechanic to it. But basically, whoever creates the globe with the highest number of families inside wins the game. Yes, it is messed up. It is screwed up. I love it.
I do
That's
appreciate a good thematic catch-up mechanic.
Yeah. I actually, what's funny is I'll wait until the end, but remind me, there was a movie that I was going to use that had a similar mechanic where you were basically sort of the bad guys trying to grab people and snatch them up, kind of like the House of a Thousand Corpses board game, where you're going around and like searching for people. But I'll talk about that later because I don't want to step on West's number one.
Coraline?
Yeah. Not a Christmas movie.
It's winter time. Doesn't that count?
It
was
there's
close enough for
snow
Bob.
on the board. It's winter. That's awesome though. I'd play that game. I play that game right now. Let's go.
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
All right. What you got, Mike?
All right. Well, my number 3 is based on Tim's favorite Christmas movie.
Give me that
National
jelly of the
Lampoon's
month.
Christmas Vacation.
Ooh,
This
Shitterful.
This is a crisis management semi-co-op action selection game where you are Clark Griswold hosting Christmas at your home while trying to keep the Christmas lights on the front of the house, making sure that Eddie's Rottweiler doesn't dig through the trash, or that your uncle doesn't light the Christmas tree on fire with a stogie. While players are working together to prevent these things from happening, you actually can achieve bonus points each time you're able to kill a cat during the game, especially by electrocution. Or for each time you completely annoy your neighbor, Ellen from Seinfeld.
Yes.
Assuming you accomplish all of the previously mentioned tasks.
It's Elaine.
And make it to Elaine. Sure. All right. Whatever.
Technically, it's Margot.
Or you could just say
Margot.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus or Margot. You could just say her name.
Yeah, I don't know actors' names. Whatever.
You didn't even know characters' names, apparently.
No, not even. Apparently, and assuming you even make it to the last round, you only win if you get to tell off your boss, which means you have to make sure Eddie survives to the last round so he can kidnap your boss, and you get to tell him what a cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant, blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, topless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, stiff-legged, stoppy-lipped, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he really is. Hallelujah. Holy shit. Where's the Tylenol?
Yeah. Good job, Mike.
Cool for you, Mike.
I wish he wasn't reading it. I wish he just knew it.
God damn it.
I mean, you could technically have a game.
This fucking hater over here.
You could
Jeez.
technically have a game that just puts those together. And
Yeah.
makes
He
you-
doesn't even appreciate the damn movie, but he's making
All
fun of me
true.
for
This is-
reading it.
This is what a spiteful bitch I am. I thought about putting this on my list and designing and like describing the worst game you could think of, just to be
Just
like-
to be a shit.
just to be like the biggest turd in the punch bowl.
Let's make it like Oregon Trail, the card game.
Oh, Mike, that is exactly what I had in mind. It was going to be unwinnable and an experience in misery, but it had to be longer than Oregon Trail, the card game, because it needed to be like a 3-hour long. Actually, no, it needed to be the exact runtime of the movie. That's how long the playtime would be.
And make it unwinnable, and the rule book offering no help for cards that don't explain themselves.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, Mike, well done. Inspired choice. And I do appreciate the monologue at the end, despite me giving you a hard time about it. Well done, sir.
All right, I'll allow it. Okay, it is 2.
So for my number 2, it's going to be a 1v many game where one person's basically going to spend their time going around stealing presents, stealing decorations, and trying to take them back to his little place on the hill, while everybody else is going around trying to do good deeds to increase the heart size of the person doing the stealings and attempt to warm him to the holiday spirit and bring them to their side. So pick a rendition of the Grinch. Obviously, that's what I was going for there. And I think it'd make a great 1v many kind of a game, right? So you got one guy trying to do all the Grinchy types of things, and then you have all the other people trying to do all the good things and do good deeds and turn the Grinch around and make everything good. You gotta have the little dog character with the antlers tied to his head and all types of fun stuff. So
Grinch. You're a mean one.
Yeah, give me the old school Boris Karloff Grinch. That's my favorite. The Ron Howard movie is good too with Jim Carrey, but I like that. I like that OG animated one. So good.
Mm-hmm.
They're both fantastic.
Grin, he like is a huge like grin going on, but yeah,
I like them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, great choice, Bob. Well done.
Thank you.
I would play that for sure.
Sweet.
Well, look, I will not be outdone. My number 2 is an even more famous movie than The Grinch that everybody watches during the holidays. And if you don't know this movie, you guys should be ashamed of yourself.
Hipster pick.
I'm talking about 1983's Blood Beat. So, as you guys already know, but I will explain it for the 3 people watching that have not heard of this movie. Because you guys already all know about it.
For sure. Yeah.
This young couple goes to rural Wisconsin to see this guy's family for Christmas. Very important, right? Because I said Christmas. While they're there, it turns out his mom is like psychic and is having weird premonitions. And for no reason whatsoever, the guy's girlfriend, in the middle of the night, wakes up like having like this weird vision. She opens up this trunk and there's a samurai armor and a katana in there. And then she picks up the katana. She accidentally cuts herself on the katana. And now, lo and behold, this ghost in samurai armor and with a katana starts going around and killing people. All the while, nobody can figure out why this is happening. But while the ghost is doing all of that, the girl is having like weird visions and stuff. And then the boyfriend's mom, she doesn't trust the girl. She thinks there's something going on. And turns out this whole family, because everybody knows psychic powers are passed down genetically. Like this whole family's got psychic powers. And that's how they stop the girl and the ghost samurai warrior. Blood Beat, famous Christmas movie from 1983. So, how is this a game, do you ask? Great question.
I didn't ask that.
It's basically like a re-theme of werewolf, right? Somebody is the killer ghost samurai, but they don't even know that it's them because the girl doesn't know that she's been possessed, you know, or that she is like channeling her energy into this ghost samurai in the middle of Wisconsin. Important detail. In Wisconsin, samurai, famous for, you know, their samurai and cheese.
It's where Matt Damon got trained.
Second only to cheese, right? It's like cheese and then samurai, and then it's like the Packers, I think, are like what Wisconsin's known for.
Hierarchy.
Very similar to that, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's kind of, so somebody is the werewolf, you know, there's a seer, right? There's a psychic, obviously. You know, there's hunters in this movie. One of them gets killed by a samurai. Spoiler alert. Yeah. That is Blood Beat 1983. If you haven't seen it, what? Yeah, go for it.
Is there another Blood Beat that's a different year that you keep saying 1983? Was there a second Blood Beat that wasn't like Blood Beat 2, but it was still Blood Beat, but it was just a different year?
Yeah, well, you know, I think there was probably like 30 movies called Blood Beat, all about Christmas, and I don't want people. You know, like I think John Travolta had one, like right after Staying Alive, he did a Blood Beat, but it was not even Christmas themed. So I don't even know why they would do that. But, you know, if you haven't seen Blood Beat, you probably shouldn't. It's terrible. But I was like,
that's the second one. Jim.
Blood Beats is the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you, Tim, for expanding our horizons there.
Well, I know you guys have already seen it, but I like to remind people sort of like older movies that you may not have remembered, or kind of like Die Hard or Gremlins, you forget that it's a Christmas movie because it's so engaging otherwise.
Right. Otherwise, absolutely.
You know, because like, you know, all those people are obsessed with like Wisconsin samurai culture, you know, that's all they focus on. And then they forget like the Christmas spirit of the movie.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It very, when they make the outfit out of cheesecloth, that is really when it really hit its stride for me.
The worst part and why this movie didn't win an Academy Award is because right before they get rid of the samurai, they did not say "stay fresh, cheese bag." They should have. If they would have said that,
it would have been an automatic win. Just right in there.
They just with throwing Oscars
right
at the screen.
I'll be back. You know,
as they're it's right there.
Right there.
Those simple beats that they just missed it, hence the blood in the beat because they just missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true.
So Blood Beat.
Well, Tim, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Let's get this train back into the station.
Eric, you wouldn't be wrong at all. Anything at all would be a better movie than Blood Beat. Trust me.
So the movie that I chose for my number 2, ironically enough, is a number 2, and that would be Santa Claus 2. It's such a rife opportunity to really just pull a bunch of really great games out of. Apparently,
I heard it was great to wrap presents to.
It's amazing, actually. One of the absolute best. In Santa Claus 2, there's a part where Santa Claus has to leave the North Pole. So to keep all the elves in line, they have to make a second Santa Claus, and they have this special machine that Santa Claus walks through, and then actually ends up creating a rubberized version of himself. And so the name of this game will be called Rubber Tushy because there's a very famous line that Bernard screams as he's being taken away. And he's like, he's not real. He has a rubber tushy, which my kids say all the time. And I think it's hysterical. But the North Pole has a rubber tushy.
Yeah, it's different. It's different.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Very different. Unlike Bob's rubber tushy, there's no holes in this one. The North Pole's been taken over by Plastic Santas and his 10 soldiers, and you are Curtis, the second in command. Yes, this is a 1v1 battle where your goal is to do your very best Watergate style to play cards that have special actions on them. And your goal is to earn the cocoa, because cocoa is so important. You're going to influence the elves that think that Rubber Tushy Santa is in fact the real Santa, but you're going to encourage them to come to your side and end up being part of your resistance movement. OnlyFans movement, yes. So that is your ultimate goal, is to influence the elves and get them onto your side so that they stop believing that Rubber Tushy Santa is in fact the real Santa. And will you be able to do it in the 5 rounds you are allotted before Rubber Tushy Santa ends up being on Christmas Day sending high quality coal to all the girls and boys because they are in fact all naughty because no one had a perfect Christmas.
Is that clean coal? Do they pull it out and scrub it?
It's low sulfur coal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a movie question about it. Now, is Rubber Tushy Santa also played by Tim Allen?
By Tim Allen, absolutely.
So you get like 2 Tim Allens in the same movie?
Yeah, you get the rubberized version of Tim Allen where he's looking like big Santa Claus, and then you get the handsome, sort of sexy version of Tim Allen when he's trying to woo the high school principal of his son, and she's like the evil, horrible person, but he's like, "Ooh, you're really sexy, and I like that," and that's, you get both. In fact,
as someone, and Bob can attest to this, that has been married before, I totally understand being wooed and seduced by some evil, sexy people.
I can really see this as like having like one of the like Watergate mechanism where there's that push and pull tug of war that you're doing with the evidence of like rubber butt or no rubber butt. Yeah.
Yep. The one of my favorite lines in that movie is when Tim Allen is going out on one of his dates and he's wearing this horrible Bill Cosby sweater, and he's like he's getting ready to leave on his date, and he's borrowed the vehicle of his ex-wife, and he's like, "Great, I have a needlepoint sweater and a minivan. I'll see you in 8.5 minutes."
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's so good. All right. That's me.
All right. So, are you guys familiar with Frogtown Hollow?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Good. So, in this game, players are going to play as either Emmett Otter, Wendell Porcupine, Harvey Beaver, or Charlie Muskrat. And their goal is to gain enough cash to purchase a piano for Emmett Otter's mom, Alice Otter. Players are going to utilize cards from their own custom decks that will allow them to visit certain locations on the board, aka gremlins, right? Locations will provide certain benefits to the players as they visit them. They could do odd end jobs for other animals around Frogtown Hollow to gain cash, and cash can be used to purchase the required instruments needed to put together the Frogtown Hollow Jubilee Jug Band. They could also pick up their required instruments based on their characters they play. But each time a player moves into a location, the River Bottom Nightmare Band moves around the board, possibly negating their efforts if they land on the same location. Additionally, each time the player and the River Bottom Nightmare Band finish their turns, the turn tracker will move forward, and players are going to be forced to enter the competition once it reaches the end space. The game will provide them their instruments instantly if they haven't already obtained them at that point. Okay. Once they enter the competition and the talent show has started, a deck of 20 cards will come out, and they'll basically draw cards from their deck using the talent points that they have obtained from gaining the instruments, practicing their music while moving around locations, and using money to offset some of those values, and drawing out of the 20 card deck. All they have to do is beat 10 of the competitors, and if they have enough talent points to beat them all, they will win. However, there are 2 cards inside of that deck, the River Bottom Nightmare Band as a competitor, which will subtract talent points from all the players, so their combined talent points, and Alice Otter's card, which will actually give them points so that they kind of work together with Mom to win the competition themselves. However, no matter what, even if they win, they actually lose and get to work at Bullfrog's restaurant. However, that's how you win, period. If they lose, the River Bottom Nightmare Band will burn down Frogtown Hollow to a crisp, destroying every animal in the land, including Kermit the Frog.
And Robin.
Flash-
Don't forget Robin.
Plot twist.
Robin's at the beginning. Okay, so I got a question for the Kickstarter exclusive.
Yep.
So Dwellings of Eldervale famously came with like bases that made noise when you like slotted in the monsters. So when you if you've got like a River Bottom Nightmare Band figure, it needs to, when you put it in there, go River Bottom Nightmare Band.
Yes.
Every time, right?
Absolutely. And the fish squirts water.
Yeah,
Right.
spits water.
But also, is there a hole in the wash tub?
Oh yeah, I missed that part, but I do have that in my notes.
Man, like, there's got to be a
So-
hole in the wash tub.
So
correction,
basically,
Bob, there ain't no hole in the wash tub.
There ain't no hole in the wash
yeah.
tub.
So basically, after you've obtained all of the instruments and put the band together, is when you will actually get to put the hole in the wash tub.
Nice, man. So at the beginning, I was talking about how there was my favorite Christmas movie. I didn't know how to board gamify it. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas is my favorite Christmas movie, and that's awesome. Because like almost like Greg, our friend Greg, is the only other person I know that really like loves that movie, and that's fantastic that you picked that and made it in the game. So.
Bob, I'll tell you a funny story in like 5 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes, Turkish.
2 minutes, Turkish. All right, Mike, what you got? Justin, hold on real quick. Sorry. Amazing. Just amazing. Okay, now Mike, please continue. No pressure.
I don't know that one. Yeah, no pressure at all. This is originally going to be my number 5, but since Home Alone was moved to number 5, this is now my number 2. This is one of my favorite Christmas movies because, as we all know, the best way to spread Christmas cheer
is singing loud for all to hear.
Here, you cotton-headed ninny muggins.
It is Elf. In Elf,
Yes.
we are creating
Love
my
it.
favorite mechanic. We are making a racing game where you are an elf and you must travel from the starting block, the North Pole. Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
You find your dad.
through the candy cane forest, through the gumdrop seeds, and finally through the Lincoln Tunnel to be the first to get to New York City in a mission to meet your dickhead biological father. In the event of a tie, the first player to piss off Peter Dinklage wins the game.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I love that movie so much.
It's
Mike,
a
great
movie.
Great pick,
watched
Mike.
it again last week. I'd watch it 3 more times before Christmas and not get sick of it. But yeah, turning it into a race just seems like the best way to go. Race from the North Pole to New York City. Let's go.
I love, can you put syrup in your coffee to move faster?
Yes. Yes.
Extra movements out of it.
That is a great boosting option.
I love that movie so much. Awesome pick, Mike. One of my favorite parts of that movie is when he's in the doctor's office with Jon Favreau and he keeps eating the cotton balls and he like pulls the one like out of his ear and he's like, oh, like it's really quick.
I love when he walks in the coffee shop and it says like the best coffee in the world. He's like, congratulations.
You did it. Upon winning the game, by the way, you win an opportunity to use a toilet that is the actual size you require.
Nice. Oh, that movie is so good.
Perfect.
All that stuff with Bob Newhart and like the creative filmmaking behind that. You guys, if you haven't, like look into how they made that movie, because they did like forced perspective where Will Ferrell is actually sitting on somebody else's lap. And then Bob Newhart is like way behind to make it look
forced perspective.
Yeah, they didn't like digitally change that.
Right.
Like they
did it like Lord of
shot
the
that
Rings, kind of.
Yeah, they shot that practically, kind of like I was gonna say Gone with the Wind, like they did kind of some stuff like that. But yeah, Lord of the Rings too.
Yeah.
Also a great movie.
Right. Yeah.
Less problematic. Because tomorrow is another day. Okay.
Yeah.
Mike, great pick.
Oh, yeah.
Good job, Mike.
Oh yeah, there we go. Or drinking syrup in the mailroom. Absolutely.
You mean
You just have to sort as much mail as you can before passing out.
That banger was your number 5.
No doubt, dude. His number 1 must be amazing.
No, it means his number 1's going to be the worst because his number 2 was like Home Alone and it was
peaked
good,
at
but
5.
Man,
Mike peaking early.
We'll see. I got a knuckleball up my sleeve, gentlemen.
Is it Santa Claus 2? Because
Mm.
I think that one's been covered.
I don't know, man. I kind of been holding out for the Santa Claus 2 game. I'm waiting for one.
I think there's still more material
waiting.
there.
Serious question. Is it Santa Claus 3 that has Martin Short as like Jack
Yes.
Frost? Okay,
Yeah.
just
Yes.
checking.
Important.
Just checking.
Okay. Finally, our number 1 Christmas movie that should be turned into a board game.
Number 1. So this was the first one I wrote down, and I feel like this would be the most interesting of the ones that I made. So it's a worker placement game, and it's based on Frosty the Snowman.
Oh.
You've got different articles to animate your different workers, and so depending on whether it's a hat, a scarf, his corncob pipe, or whatever you're giving to your worker, he'll have different attributes to carry out the different worker placement spots that you send him to. And I'm not exactly sure what the overarching premise is. Maybe he's trying to make some sort of global ice age happen so he doesn't melt away into nothing.
Oh, Jack Frost kind of says.
But yeah, I just think it'll be really neat to have, basically workers that you'll be able to assign different attributes to, depending on what you give them to carry out the different types of tasks you need them to do. So
I can dig it. I really, well, he's gone now, but if you could have Leon Redbone do the voice of Frosty, it would be even better.
Warren in the house.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Are we ready for my number 1? So
Probably
normally I do not allow for crossover on my lists, but when the greatest Christmas movie of all time has been mentioned, and it is my all-time favorite movie, I cannot change it. And there's a reason why Bob and I are such good friends and why Justin and I are going to be amazing friends going forward for the rest of our lives. And that is because Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas is the greatest Christmas movie of all time. And I got the perfect game for it. Justin, no offense, but I think mine might be better. I'm not competitive. Here's the thing.
He's
Listen,
one game designer. I'm listening.
Listen, man, look, music by Paul Williams, dude. I literally that entire soundtrack is on my playlist, my Apple Music playlist. So randomly, Messa Mom's barbecue, barbecue will come on in the car. That's good, Evan. Yeah. That's my spirit. Yeah. That's so good. Oh my God. I love that whole movie. I cry like a baby every time. It's so sweet. And it's so sad, but it's wonderful. Anyway, so my version of Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, I wanted to get Mike to want to play one of these games and maybe watch the movie at the same time. I know Mike loves The Crew. Here's the thing about Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. Spoiler alert. If you're familiar with the tale, The Gift of the Magi, where this man has no money and he wants to buy, his wife has beautiful hair and he wants to buy her something really nice. So he sells, I forget what he sells. Oh, he sells his pocket watch to buy her a comb, and she cuts her hair and sells it to buy him a nice chain for his pocket watch. Right. And so it's very bittersweet because they both sacrifice something very dear to them. He sells his pocket watch to buy the comb. So it's very meaningful. And what they do And, so in Emmett Otter's Young Band Christmas, he punches a hole in his mom's wash tub, which is like her basically only way to make money.
Yep.
Is by doing the laundry for that mean old bitch, Mrs. Fox, down the river. She's awful.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so what about a trick-taking game, but it's cooperative, kind of like The Crew, except here's the thing is the suits are the different items that you might need. But as you're playing, like if I play the wash tub and Mike plays the wash tub base card, well, now it negates my wash tub because he put a hole in it. You know what I mean? She's gonna sell my tools, which I used to make all my money to buy me a guitar. You know what I mean? It's like this whole thing. It's like this whole thing. And then yes, the River Bottom Nightmare Band is like on the way. So you've got to like get this before they show up and ruin everything. And it doesn't matter even if whether you win the competition or not, because you will always have a job.
Washing laundry.
Oh. No, singing at the hall, performing at the hall.
Yeah.
You mean old Grinch. Anyways, my original number one was going to be The Day the Reindeer Died, but since it's not actually a movie, it's a movie within a movie. I'm looking at you, Scrooged, which is maybe the best Christmas movie ever with Bill Murray. The Day the Reindeer Died stars Lee Majors, just so you know. But anyways, I had to be true to my soul and go with Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. And Bob, just so you know, Greg knows that movie because I showed it to him.
Nice.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we've talked a bit about that movie. It's like I said, it's my favorite one. People don't know about it, but I think it's Jim Henson, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Wes,
late
have you
70s,
seen it?
early 80s.
Oh, of course I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay.
I grew up on
I
that
have
movie.
not.
Yeah,
I'm
me
a
too.
big fan of Fraggle Rock, though, and you had
Oh,
me
nice.
Ruddle,
So good.
so I'm in.
Hey,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just so you know, like seriously, the music, again, it's written by Paul
Really?
Williams.
Yeah.
That dude was one of the most prolific and best songwriters of the 70s. Mike, have you seen Smokey and the Bandit?
Yes.
He's the little guy in the suit in Smokey and the Bandit.
Okay.
Tim,
Gotcha.
I love how they at the end of it. I love how they took their song and her song and mixed it
combine
together
them?
and made just a perfect freaking song.
It's so good. That's the genius of it. Like that's
It is.
that's the brilliance of like the songwriting for that whole thing, right? And that River Bottom Nightmare Band song freaking slaps. That's
Yep.
a badass song. It's legit good.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
I love it when like movies and stuff do musical justice. Like
Yeah.
there's so many like different like things you can do with music and scores and whatnot, and bringing things together. Like it's slightly off topic, but like Sweeney Todd, like some of like the wonderful things they do in that with like the songs and the refrains and bringing things back and rehashing the same songs with different words and different meanings. Like it's so good. And like I said, Emmett, that's one of the reasons why I really enjoyed the Emmett Otter so much, because I like musicals.
So smart,
and the
dude.
music in it is so good.
It's so smart. Also, another movie that does that really well, but not a Christmas movie, is Pink Floyd's The Wall. There's underlying themes, and you will hear like
Yes.
the
That was
same
awesome, by the way.
chords throughout the
Good.
whole thing.
Yeah.
But anyways,
So good.
just great songwriting, amazing movies, and
Yep.
God damn it, I can't believe somebody else had Emmett Otter on their list. I was
I
like,
know, it's crazy. I was thinking like I could make it like a rock band, right? And then you could
Oh,
play the
sure.
different instruments as a rock band version.
I'd
of
do
it.
that.
That's what I was
I'd play that
gonna Yeah.
for sure. Oh my
Dude,
God,
my bass came in today. Boom, 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 boom.
I love Emmett Otter
Yeah.
so much. Anyways, I couldn't steer away from it. Normally, I'd be like, I'm going to change it up. I'll do something different.
Yeah.
Could not. And Justin and we crossed over on two. We had Krampus and Emmett Otter.
Let's see if we crossed over on this last one.
Well, we can't. Unless you've got Bloodbeat as your number one. I don't think it's going to happen. Hey, Wisconsin Cheese Samurai.
I do. No, just kidding. I actually have what Bob had as my number one.
Nice. Okay, we'll go West first.
There you go.
All right. Well, I've had the party game. I've had the trick taking game. I had the 1v1 game, and I also had the card game where you're building the Coco. So now I wanted to, since I've covered all the bases, I wanted to create like a Hasbro toy game version, right? Because since we're just gonna stick with the theme of Christmas movies and great ideas, I'm gonna pick the greatest Christmas movie that I am forced to watch 20 to 30 times in a row, and that's gonna be Santa Claus 2. There's a part in Santa Claus where at the very end, okay, where Santa, Tim Allen, has to fly back to the North Pole on this little reindeer named Chet. He's still in training though, okay, so he's terrible at flying. He's kind of all over the place, and because of that, I thought, wouldn't this make a really interesting, like teeter-totter platform game? Okay, so I want you to envision a little battery-powered car. Okay, but it's not a car; it's a little reindeer with Santa Claus sitting on top of it, and the platform is controlled by 4 different wheels at the bottom. So if you turn one of the wheels, it'll tilt the actual platform, all right? And then you turn another wheel, it'll tilt it this way. So the whole goal is to get that little machined reindeer and Santa Claus to the North Pole. The problem is that the machine is going to constantly go this way, that way, to the left and right. It is never going exactly the same direction. So it's constantly moving, and the controls are not what you would assume to be linear. So like the one in the front and the one in the back don't go against each other. They in fact go completely different directions. So as you're twisting knobs and you're thinking you're getting it done properly, unfortunately you're sucking because it's constantly going the wrong direction. And on top of that, because the game is constantly switching and moving, you have a limited window of time, because the battery-powered Chet, if he doesn't make it to the North Pole fast enough, he runs out of energy, and he's just going to end up not making you get to the North Pole, and therefore you will fall under the Santa Mrs. Claus, and you will no longer be Santa Claus, and all the children in the world will have coal for Christmas. Because of Santa Rubber Tushy.
And not the good clean coal.
Yeah.
That's right. Low sulfur, but not clean.
Is this a bad time to tell you that I've never seen Santa Claus 2? Because I like Tim Allen in one movie. And spoiler alert, it's not the Santa Claus.
Oh, that's a shame. It truly is. He really does do Santa Claus quite well.
Okay, good. I'm happy. Yeah. I've seen the Santa Claus back in 96 or whenever it came out, at the height of his home improvement powers.
Yeah. Santa Claus 2 is fantastic.
But I haven't seen anything I like Tim Allen in since Galaxy Quest.
Yes, Galaxy Quest.
A treasure trove of fantastic moments are in Santa Claus 2. Santa Claus 3 also has quite a few. For the record, my original list of 10 was just within the Santa Claus all Santa Claus 1, Santa Claus 2, and Santa Claus 3.
So my original top 5 was going to be Silent Night, Deadly Night, 5 through 1. But then I changed it up because I really wanted to talk about Emmett Otter. Okay, Eric, you're right. I love all of the Toy Stories unabashedly. I apologize, but I don't have to see his smug, stupid face while I'm watching it. So,
Wes, what about the series? It's the Santa Claus series. Isn't there a series on Disney?
Yeah, the Clauses. Yeah, those are good. They're very good. They don't hold the same continued forced watching that the other 3 do. That's really where, if you get browbeaten long enough by a movie, you really tend to find ways to find fulfillment and enjoyment out of it.
That's why I know so much about Bad Girls Club, the old show that used to be on a reality show. Because when my wife and I first started dating, she still loves reality, like Real Housewives, whatever. But I saw so many episodes of that. I wouldn't say I like it, but I became uncomfortably fluent with it and the nuances, because it's a very nuanced show, right? So I get that.
True. Yeah. Santa Claus 3 is my actual favorite. It's the funniest.
I
but
do
Santa
love me
Claus
some Martin Short.
2, yeah, Santa Claus 2 is a very good sequel, middle girl finisher there.
There you go.
Like
Right
Bob likes those, I've heard.
Yeah.
Well, are we still talking about rubber tushies? Oh wait.
Yeah.
We may
Martin
have
Short's
got
best role
offline.
was in the Three Amigos.
That's also speaking of Chevy Chase movies, my favorite Chevy Chase movie.
Yep. It's just a great movie overall.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Would
Not
you
a
say you have a plethora?
Yes. I love how the guy in charge of Guapo is just the good looking one.
Yeah.
But then Jefe, is actually the boss. What boss means, but he's the second in control.
But he's second, yeah, because he wants to be El Guapo.
Yeah. Because El Guapo, it's more important to be the good looking one. Oh.
Yeah. To make my children stop crying when they were really little, we used to sing My Little Buttercup. Exactly.
Smile.
No, you got to go, smile. You got to say it like you're scared that they're going to kill you. Yeah.
That's right.
No, seriously, we did sing that. We still, every once in a while, sing that to our kids, just now to embarrass them. But we used to sing it to them to make them laugh when they were crying.
Yeah. Great movie.
I will not get on the Three Amigos tangent, and I will let Justin go.
Because
I get, yeah, exactly.
Hey, you too.
All right, here comes the number one. You guys ready?
Yeah,
Let's go.
All right, so it is Frosty the Snowman. The Hat Strikes Back.
Ooh.
Oh.
A cooperative experience for one or more players.
Mhm.
The game will be played in the 12 days leading up to Christmas Day. Each player is going to draw up the 5 cards from the Magic Hat deck. And the cards themselves will have different symbols on the left and right side of them. And the players need to connect the right colors to the left colors of the symbols on the cards without offsetting the cards. For each time they can connect one, they fire off this special ability on each of the cards. Okay? And those special abilities allow you to reduce the temperature of Frosty. So as you reduce the temperature of Frosty, Frosty begins to melt away. He is melting. And the goal of the game is to melt Frosty to nothing. You must destroy Frosty the Snowman. But there is a twist, because if you connect 2 things and you get those specials, if you happen to have connected the red symbol, which is for Santa Claus, he'll increase the temperature of Frosty. So Frosty will start to go back up. Okay. And this is just a tracker game where you have so long to melt Frosty to nothing. So that's my number one.
I like it.
Kill Frosty.
I love, okay, so like, I should have expected this from Justin, because he's so nice, you wouldn't suspect this. But like, he's very metal for no particular reason. For no particular reason. He's
No reason
very
at all.
And musically inclined. And again, mad respect for the Emmett Otter. I cannot believe. I should have known though, right? Dude knows music, likes music. Maybe has, dabbled a little, and
Just a little.
I should have known. Should have known. Well, to quote a really bad 80s, or was it a 90s movie, Mike, I'm going to say top that. So go for it.
I have an idea that I've actually been thinking about for a very long time.
Oh, Lord. Is this rubber tushies?
No.
Oh, okay.
More thought out than that. But only slightly. Have you guys ever seen the straight to Netflix movie Claus with a K? Klaus? Tim has. All right. I've entered hipster pick.
I wish I had access to that lower third.
Wait,
Yeah.
provide context to us who
Well,
don't know.
This is a 2019 made by Netflix animated film about the spoiled son of a big shot postman, Jesper,
I
who is
have
being
seen this.
who is being taught a lesson by his dad and is cast to be the postman in Smeerensburg, a tiny village in
Oh,
the
I recognize
far.
the art.
That's it. In the
Yeah.
far north.
Mhm.
Jesper is the pampered man boy who is clueless in his attempts to solicit letters from his newfound townspeople. But eventually he meets a toy maker named Claus, who saves the day in this Santa Claus origin story. So what I've decided to do is have the toy maker help Jesper by making toys of anthropomorphic rodents like skunks, squirrels, rodents, raccoons, and even rabbits.
It's a great
These
idea.
animals,
Hold on. Anthropomorphic rodents.
Who the hell would choose those
skunks.
animals? They must be more.
Hold on.
Now,
Hold on.
you know,
Hold on.
it
He
gets
said
deeper.
anthropomorphic rodents like skunks, squirrels, and rodents.
I did say
Yeah.
rodents more than once. I meant to say raccoons. Continuing on, we'll put the Elijah Craig to the side. These animals were crafted and then raised in a desolate cyberpunk wasteland. You think the wasteland is your ally? Some were adopted by the wasteland, but these cyberpunk critters were born in the wasteland, even molded by it.
I was born to it.
And thusly, they become the perfect creations to fight back in this cooperative crisis management game called Claws, Claws,
Love it.
We are worthy.
which is based on a series of diesel punk Christmas creations that run the wasteland. There are holiday howlers, albinos, mistletoe mechs, tinsel thieves, red-nosed reindeer ravers, and finally, candy cane cogs, the leaders of the claws. You can recruit gift-giving gatherers to secure resources, or Wonderland warriors to fight. But eventually, you're going to build constructs to prevent the claws from ransacking your villages. With the aid of peanut brittle traps, wreath runners, wintertime war pigs, and everyone's favorite Scrooge wagons, you'll eventually recruit decoration dwellers in this crisis management co-op game. If you can survive 4 rounds before 6 of your Christmas villages have been destroyed, then you have defeated the claws and your team wins the game. Now, I must say, playtesting for this game has gone very, very well. And thus, I went ahead and called this a product of Slain Fast Games. I've also reached out to an artist who has drawn up some rough sketches that I would love to show you guys.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Let me
Okay,
just
good.
say, Mike, this game sounds terrible, and I hope I never see it. I don't ever want to see anything like close to this.
So-
like if there's anything like just
It's
one
just
step to the
West's
one
name
step
has to
right,
be attached to this thing.
How could you tie this to
So-
Santa Claus 2?
So first, I'd like to show you a rough sketch of one of the holiday howlers.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Okay, so
Uh,
real quick, Mike.
Yes.
Like Dwellings of Eldervale, can you know how that game has bases that can make noise?
Yeah.
Yeah, can we have it when you put one of those into the base and you lock it in, it just plays War Pigs?
Yes.
Just checking.
Yes.
I'm just asking for a
We're-
friend.
That's already in development.
Perfect. I'm in. I'm back in.
Yeah.
I was out and
Also
I'm back
back
in.
here, you'll notice one of the mistletoe mechs.
Yeah.
So don't, he's in the background there. Second slide here, we've got one of our tinsel thieves.
Yeah.
I hate those guys.
Yeah.
It's
You gotta
something.
watch
Always
out
messing
for 'em.
stuff up.
And last but not least, we've got a Scrooge wagon.
Oh my gosh,
That's
that's
beautiful.
fantastic. That is fantastic.
This is Claus by Slain Fast Games. development is well on its way. I've reached out to several publishers.
I really appreciate that Mike came up with a totally original idea, not inspired by anything, and just came up with his own theme.
Yeah.
All on his own.
Commissioned artwork and everything.
Yeah, all on his own. I will say, Mike, there's one misstep. You should have spelled Slain, SLEIGHN, Fast Games. So you stay on Christmas theme.
Tim just continually hating on my best ideas.
Hold on. No. Mike.
It was a missed opportunity, though.
I'm here to help improve. I'm not hating. Okay. This is coming from love, dude.
No, I appreciate that. I mean, if you keep coming up with good ideas, I might have to put your name on the box, but we'll talk.
I'm attaching myself to this coal cart. Like I want to be right next to Scrooge. I want to be in the cart right behind Scrooge. Like, let's go.
Amazing.
That's beautiful.
Can we please now and forever bury Tim Panders, because now Mike has taken the crown. Also, not only did Mike take the crown, Mike pulled a frickin' Seppi, because nobody could argue against that one. And that's what Seppi Yoon does when he comes on our show.
Yes, he does.
And I love him for it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I would be disappointed if Seppi didn't do it. Mike, you told me you were going to do something. You did not disappoint, sir.
That's right.
That was great. Very nicely done.
Earlier today, I was asking for Justin. I'm like, hey, can you send me some concept art real quick? I didn't tell him why.
I know, Wes, I was sending him like bricks full of a concept art. I didn't know what he needed. I'm like, here's all the constructs. Here's the boom wagon. Here's the claw. He's probably like, what the hell?
That's great.
I'm like, I don't need all that, Justin. Just the art.
Oh, Justin, you sweet summer child. You're so kind. You're like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Again, bringing it back. Please please forget to send us a prototype when you're looking for reviewers and people to do content.
Yeah.
Please just blatantly ignore us, despite all of our fervent support of you in your early stages. Just please do that for us.
So
I
you
really
guys
would appreciate
will 1,000% get a game. And
damn it!
The best version of that game.
Mother. So angry. That's the worst news I could have gotten today.
Well, I will say,
and if you burn it in the backyard, we'll send you another one.
You will have this game on your shelf.
You know what's funny is that would probably be our most viewed video, just for you know what I mean? Because people love the haterade.
Yeah.
Okay, so in all seriousness, though, right? Like, Mike, awesome. Guys, great job with the lists. I love it. I knew the second that West said Santa Claus 2, I just knew in my heart of hearts that every game was either going to be a different Santa Claus movie, because I know there's multiples, or, which I would have been disappointed, because my original thought was to, like I said, do Silent Night, Deadly Night 1 through 5, because there's 5 of them and it was perfect. But then, and I veered from that because I was worried and I couldn't remember how many Santa Clauses there were and I didn't want to look at it. But it's even better that he just stayed with the same thing. Oh, so good, dude. So freaking good. So I love the lists. I will say honestly though, right? Like, Emmett Otter is 1,000,000% my personal favorite Christmas movie. Some of my other favorites have been mentioned, but like, let's talk about some of our favorite Christmas movies real quick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about National Lampoons, which is fantastic, but there's another movie that when you go back in time, and I think it's really important that you think about all the movies that you saw as a kid, and that maybe they're really shitty movies, but they meant something to you as a child. Mm-hmm. So you just keep watching them over and over again.
Absolutely.
And one of those movies for me,
it's Bloodbeat, isn't it?
Crawl.
It's the Santa Claus 2. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say Santa Claus 2.
He won't stop.
No, there's actually a movie called One Magic Christmas, and it's a movie that very very few people have seen, but it is one of my absolute favorite Christmas movies, and I will explain why right now. It has Steenburgen.
Yep, Mary
Yeah,
Steenburgen. She's also in Elf.
yeah. So it has her in there. So like actual good cast, but the way that the thing is working is that she has lost the Christmas spirit, and there's a Christmas angel who is in the world, and he's trying to find a way to give her back the Christmas spirit. So how do you think in a Christmas movie you're going to effectively give someone back their Christmas spirit? What you never in a million years think of is kill off her husband and her 2 kids.
Holy shoot. I just watched a movie about this, but it was called The Christmas Spirit. So I'm listening.
Yeah. So the way that it works is kind of in that It's a Wonderful Life paradox thing. She's at this mailbox, and she talks to the Christmas angel, and he says, I'm going to help you get some of that Christmas spirit back. And then all of a sudden, all the lights go off in the town around her. And she's just had a fight with her husband, and he's like taking a walk around the block, right? So the very next day happens, and he ends up going to the bank and ends up getting shot during a bank robbery.
Nice.
So he dies, and the bank robber jumps in the car that was her husband's car, who happens to have the 2 kids in it. And then he drives off of a bridge, and she thinks her kids have died, but magically the kids are okay. Okay, so it's kind of sort of all right there. And they're like, Mom, but what about Christmas? It's Christmas. And she's like, your dad just died. Like, we'll have Christmas, but chill out. So then the young girl ends up leaving to go see Santa Claus, who is actual real Santa. And we go to the North Pole, and we see like she's in the North Pole with Santa Claus going through the workshop and everything. And Santa gives the daughter a letter, and the letter is actually Mom's letter written to Santa Claus when she was a child. So eventually the young lady goes back home, and Mom is freaking out because she's been missing and is obviously abducted and, should be dead or whatever. But as the child's going to sleep, she's like, Santa Claus told me to give you this letter. It's in my pocket. So Mom opens the pocket, looks at the letter, realizes it's the real letter that she wrote as a child to Santa Claus, and goes and mails the letter that her daughter had written to Santa Claus. And magically the lights turn back on, and Christmas is saved. And the husband comes back from walking around the block, and everything is beautiful and wonderful. And she now has Christmas spirit again. So in case you didn't know, kill your husband and your kids, and you can have Christmas spirit too.
That's a real Zuzu's Petals situation there. Wow.
Yeah, One Magic Christmas. I don't know why, but that's the movie we watched all the time when I was a kid, and there it is, One Magic Christmas. That is one of my absolute favorite Christmas movies.
Babe, Wes said I could kill you, and we can have magical Christmases.
and I thought my Wisconsin Ghost Samurai was a weird choice. All right. That is,
I don't know.
I love it. I did share in the comments a trailer to Bloodbeat. Not that anybody should watch it, but you could check it out. I also shared a link to the video Top That from the movie Teen Witch. So when I say Top That, just so you know, if I ever say that to you, that's the song that starts playing in my head. So I do recommend you check that out because it's only 2 minutes, unlike Bloodbeat, which is like an hour and a half. You'll never get back ever, other than the story.
I mean, how can you pick a favorite Christmas movie though? Like, honestly, I mean, there's like, I have so many that are just like in a block that I just can't choose from. Like, so, can't sway.
You know, what's funny though, is, I used to, and because of my own blah, blah, blah trauma and childhood and stuff, used to kind of hate Christmas and not love it. Then I got into an amazing relationship, and, I'm happy. And now Christmas is like amazing and wonderful. I always loved Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas as a child. And I also always loved Scrooged with Bill Murray. Bobcat Goldthwait and a ton of other people. Karen Allen, so many people in that movie. It's really good and really fun. Also, The Day the Reindeer Died. That's the movie they're making, and it's like Lee Majors goes to the North Pole to help Santa fight off like invaders.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Scrooged?
No, I've seen Scrooge. I've never seen The Day That Reindeer Died.
Nobody has. It's not real. That's the fake movie that they're making in Scrooged.
Oh, yeah. I've seen Scrooge. That's where with Bill Murray and Death comes to visit him. And,
Bobcat Goldthwait, Carol Kane. There's so
in
many
the elevator.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
I saw that at the movies. That's how old I am.
Yeah, me too. Cheers to old dudes.
Right.
But like Elf, genuinely love Elf. It's so sweet. It's so sincere. I was way like, I can't believe as a cinephile that it took me as long as it did to watch It's a Wonderful Life. But that is by far probably my legit favorite Christmas movie, and I cry like a baby every goddamn time I watch it because it is so freaking good. You've got Bert and Ernie in it, right? I mean, George Bailey is like the most flawed and amazing and best protagonist in a movie. It's Jimmy Stewart in his prime. Frank Capra, like just doing what he does. There's just not a movie that's more Americana, more wholesome, more pure than It's a Wonderful Life. It is just one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. But I do love Elf. Oh, I was going to make a game. So we were talking about Krampus, Justin's version of Krampus, where you're playing as the elves and you're trying to like go and capture the people and put them in the snow globes, right? Because you're Krampus's minions.
Yep.
So there's a Swedish movie called Rare Exports. Have you guys heard of this one?
That sounds like corn.
So Rare Exports, this company like digs up this weird thing in a glacier, and it's like the original Santa Claus. But the thing is the original Santa Claus is evil. And it's killing reindeer because like reindeer is like one of the things that can stop him. And like, so these kids and their dads like trap him and they box him up and they send him back to the corporation that dug him up so that he can go there and kill everybody. But like in the meantime, Santa's elves are like showing up and they're trying to free him and they're killing people as they're trying to get to the Santa Claus and free him. It's a really cool Swedish movie. But Rare Exports, I was going to try to do a game on that one, but then I kind of wanted to talk about Bloodbeat instead because it's so freaking stupid. and Rare Exports is actually a good movie, and I really just wanted, several awful movies because all of the Silent Night, Deadly Nights are just stupid.
They're really bad. I agree.
They're really bad. They're terrible. 4 and 5 have nothing to do with 1, 2, and 3, but they're all like I can't quote one of my favorite movies, Tropic Thunder, anymore because it's not like cool to do that. But I will say you just never go full this, and Silent Night, Deadly Night definitely goes full that all the time. Pedal to the metal. But Violent Night, like good one there. Christmas Chronicles, I've been meaning to watch because I believe that's the one with Kurt Russell as Santa, and I love Kurt Russell and everything, so I'm here for it. What are some of your guys' favorite Christmas movies that don't involve murdering your wife and children?
Well, one of the ones. How about instead of your favorite, like the ones you hate? Because like. I hate this. It's a Wonderful Life. Like that movie.
That's
sucks.
cool, dude.
It sucks so bad.
Miracle. Was it 34th Street?
Yeah, that's the one. I don't love that one. And listen, man, different strokes for different folks. It's a Wonderful Life is definitely like I love White Christmas. I think White Christmas is one of my favorites. It's Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye. Just kind of doing their thing. But if you're not in the mood for that, if you are like watching that with like modern sensibilities, you're going to be like, this is like the cheesiest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I love Charlie Brown's Christmas.
See, I hate
Not a movie.
I hate everything Charlie Brown.
Oh man, why?
Except for Snoopy and the Red Baron. I love that song.
The teacher's cool too. Wah, 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 wah,
Yeah.
Wah, wah, yeah.
That's what Mike hears every time I start talking about movies.
So I don't really have. I talked about my favorite Christmas movies, so I don't really have any deep cuts or anything like that. Let's talk about shitty ones though. How about Larry the Cable Guy's Jingle All the Way? Seriously, how does that guy get in movies? Like, he's just not that funny. He basically just, like, Tow Mater was the pinnacle of his existence.
He's the guy who goes, get her done, right?
Yeah, that's
I
it.
mean, he had his, like, 2 seconds of fame. Let's just move on from there. Like,
Mike,
there's just nothing else that guy does that's worth watching.
Let me tell you how that movie gets made. I will tell you exactly how that movie gets made. And you put yourself in his shoes, okay? Let's say you're Larry the Cable Guy. Hollywood calls you and says, hey, man, we're going to give you like $3 million for 3 months of work. And you tell me where you want to film. We will fly you there. Oh, yeah. And you're going to be like, Jenny McCarthy is going to be your love interest. I think it was her in that one. She's going to be your love interest. I guarantee you're going to go, yep. And you're going to take that money and you're going to do that shitty movie.
Yes, I would, but it doesn't make the movie redeeming.
100% agree with you, but I just don't blame that dude for taking the paycheck. That's all I'm saying.
No, I don't either. Both versions of Jingle All the Way down the toilet.
What? Sinbad and Arnold?
Oh, no, not the first one. I'm sorry, the second one with Larry the Cable Guy.
Okay, you said both versions.
Yeah, the first one.
I did. I forgot. The first one was not Larry the Cable Guy. The other one that can just go right down the toilet is Home Sweet Home Alone. They tried to redo Home Alone, and then of course it doesn't include Macaulay Culkin, and it was just not good. Not good.
Yeah,
I agree.
Agreed. It's so not good that I just didn't even bother to watch it. I'm sure it's great, and all those people worked really hard on it, but I don't want to watch it.
I'm
pretty sure it's one of those movies that I watched for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, I have better stuff to do, like work on my belly button collection.
For those of you that don't know, Mike has a famously amazing belly button collection.
Yeah, every time I decide that I'm done with a movie, I work on my belly button lint collection, and there's a lot of movies that I don't even get through 30 minutes on.
I can't wait to see your Dune belly button lint collection.
What about okay, so this is a movie that I actually do really like, but is not one that very many people know. It's got Nicolas Cage in it and Charlize Theron.
Reindeer Games?
Tia Leone. Sorry, not Charlize Theron. Tia Leone. It is called The Family Man. And,
I remember The Family
Nicolas
Man.
Cage plays like a hardworking dude, and then all of a sudden he wakes up one day and he's got a wife, a family, and he's in the suburbs and he's poor. He's not like the super rich dude that he was once before, and he lives that life for a period of time, and then he wakes up and then he kind of has to make that choice. You know, do you live the rich life, or do you go back and you be the family man that you didn't know you wanted to be? Great movie all about Christmas time.
I remember seeing that movie and I forgot all about it until you brought it up.
It's a great movie,
but
it's not one that people watch a lot.
Now, I got excited because for a second I thought we were going to talk about Reindeer Games starring Gary Sinise, Ben Affleck, and Charlize Theron, where we're going to like pull off a heist. And you think that Charlize Theron and Gary Sinise are siblings. Spoiler alert, turns out they're a couple that have been gaslighting the main character the whole time, or Ben Affleck the whole time, blah, blah, blah. Not really that great of a movie, but it was like, hey, Gary Sinise, he's a big name because he was in Forrest Gump and Apollo 13. Let's put him in everything.
Gary Sinise is a great actor.
Didn't Ben Affleck get made fun of for that movie in one of the Kevin Smith movies?
I hope so. Yeah, I think he did.
He was like, yeah, sometimes you do reindeer games.
Exactly right. Yeah, it might have been it was probably Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, because that was probably the most meta of the Kevin Smith movies before they really fell off a cliff.
What about Red Zone? Did anyone see that? It looks terrible.
Red Zone?
In the movie theater. It's got The Rock in it.
Oh, no. That's Red One.
Red One, sorry.
With Chris Evans and The Rock.
Yeah.
It looks terrible, but I kind of want to watch it because you guys may not be able to determine this from my list because it's so prestigious with the picks. Yeah. But I do love me a bad movie. I love me a bad movie. I know, again, I know I presented a list of borderline Oscar winners tonight.
Yeah. Borderline.
I mean, like like a heartbeat away.
Nominated.
We're talking like that documentary, 10 Feet from Stardom.
Yeah.
Or 20 Feet from Stardom.
I think it was 300 feet from Stardom.
Yeah,
but you're 6,000 feet from Stardom.
Yeah, we're kind of like that. But like, man, we're so close. If only we had like better actors and story and director and all that stuff. Yeah. Man, we'd be right in there.
Yeah, if you had better everything, it'd be right there.
Better everything. We were like so close.
It's like a high 8 movie that they just accidentally made a real movie. We also didn't talk about Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Holy shit.
That's a great one.
Probably one of my favorites.
This is my problem with Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I can never decide whether it's my favorite Thanksgiving movie or my favorite Christmas movie. It's right in the middle there.
It is.
But it is John Candy and Steve Martin at their absolute peak. It is one of the most amazing. I believe that John Hughes. Is that a John Hughes movie? Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. I know go on.
There's a scene at the very end where John Candy's giving out his little his monologue, and it's very, very, very short. The real version, the original scripted version, he has a monologue that's like 3 minutes long.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve Martin has this thing where he talks and he says it's probably the greatest film that has ever been shot. And it was by far the most emotional and amazing speech ever given. And for some reason, because it didn't test well, it made everybody feel too bad at the very end of the movie instead of feeling like warm. They'd never used it, and it's not in anything. They can't find copies of it anywhere, but there has to be somewhere. But they don't. There's none available for anyone to show. But Steve Martin actually has the original script with that final version in there, and he says that was by far the absolute best performance John Candy ever gave.
I've heard him reference that before in interviews, and oh my God, one of my favorite scenes from that movie, and it's not Where's Your Other Hand? It's Between Two Pillows, which is probably the greatest scene from that movie.
Those aren't pillows.
Those aren't pillows. But I love when John Candy's driving and those people like pull up next to him and they're like, "You're going the wrong way," and he's like,
yeah.
They don't know what they're talking about. My buddies and I, we do that all the time. Bob, you know Matt. Like Matt and I all the time. Like, they're dumb. Holy crap. And then they like flash into skeletons as they drive between the two semis.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Fabulous
movie. So good. It's so good. And John Candy's absolutely brilliant. You want to talk about, I know people love Chris Farley, but they forget how good John Candy was. Mm-hmm. Yeah. John Candy was 100 times the actor that Chris Farley ever was.
For sure.
And that's not a diss on Farley. Farley's super funny and was amazing at what he did, but John Candy, God damn it, was so good. He had
more range.
He was so good, gone way too soon. Oh my God.
For sure.
I mean, he's also in Home Alone.
Yep.
But directed by Christopher Columbus.
He's also in Uncle Buck.
Uncle Buck.
I love him with the drill. Was it Roach? Was that the boyfriend's name?
Yes, Roach.
No, it was Nat, wasn't it?
Was it Nat?
No, I think it was Roach.
He said I could fillet a gnat's testicles.
Yes.
Yeah. Or Roach. Yeah.
Come on, Wes. I was on Jeopardy for a reason.
That's true. True.
Hold on, I'm not competitive though. You were probably
not competitive, not at all.
You were probably right.
My last one that I have to say that my kids and I watch all the time is Arthur Christmas. If you haven't had a chance to see Arthur Christmas, it's a cartoon, whatever type of movie.
Not big on Arthur.
No?
No.
I
didn't
do
grow
like
up on it,
Arthur.
so I don't know it.
Yeah, I like Arthur Christmas a lot.
What about the Dudley Moore Santa Claus movie from the 80s?
The Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Santa Claus 2, though.
Well, what is? I mean,
That's
really,
true.
all lists pale in comparison.
To the Santa Claus 2, you're right.
Yeah. I mean,
True.
none of the movies I talked about, honestly.
What about Ernest Saves Christmas?
Ooh.
Sorry, but
Ernest
I
Saves
mean,
Christmas.
let's go. Let's talk about any Ernest movie you want.
Right.
I remember oh my God, I'm so old. I remember seeing Ernest Goes to Camp, Ernest Goes to Jail,
Saves Christmas.
Saves Christmas.
Scared Stupid.
Scared Stupid.
Yeah.
Hold on.
At the movie theater.
All of them at the movie theater. I saw all those Ernest movies at the movie theater. I cannot pull a gallon of milk out of my refrigerator, thanks to Jim Varney, without going, Miak.
Authentic Bulgarian Miak.
Miak. Every fucking time because of Jim Varney.
Yep.
That's great.
A highly trained Shakespearean actor, by the way.
Dude, he's legit. Oh
Yeah.
my God, he was so good.
Great
Crossover with Tim Allen into Toy Story. Let's go. 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. When I was a bartender, I used to tell people I would buy them a drink if they could stump me at 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. And that's, if you don't know, that was a game where you had like 6 movies to link an actor to Kevin Bacon. And I never bought anybody a drink based on that game.
Never.
Ever. Not a one.
Wow. Did you have the thing where they had to be in more than one movie, like that kind of stuff?
Yeah, like it has to be like a real actor. You can't just pick like a. Now, also, I was going against people that wouldn't know, like, oh, Elisha Cook Jr. was in The Killing with, Sterling Hayden, like Stanley Kubrick's second movie. Like, they wouldn't know that, right? Like, I mean, I was going against a bunch of rubes. It was fine. But I did say, like, it had to be a known actor. Give me a known actor. Now, known actor to them is a different definition than to me.
Sure.
Right. Because I'm a hipster elitist.
Warning, Mike.
Hipster.
Yeah. But like, man, they would all the time throw stuff out there and I just like boom, 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 boom. And even better, if I can get it in the same movie, you've got to have a second drink or order an appetizer, your pick.
Nice.
I would do that as an upsell. And there was many times where I got to do it in the same movie because they didn't know Steve Buscemi or Sam Jackson was in a movie, in the early 90s before they were big. Like with Kevin Bacon. There was so many times where it'd be like, blah, they'd be like, what? I'm like, yeah.
I need to say, if we're going to mention the Ernest Christmas album, given that we're all roughly the same age, how can you mention that without mentioning Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas Special?
Technically not a movie, but yes, because it's not a movie.
Mecca Lecca High, Mecca Hiney Ho.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got Phil Hartman. You do have Lawrence Fishburne.
Why does Tim keep shitting on my picks tonight?
Well, make better picks, and I won't have to shit on them.
I was going to say, make better picks, and then you won't have that happen.
Oh, shit. I'll be right back.
A made-for-TV movie doesn't count?
No. Nope. Because it's not a movie. It was
a made-for-TV movie.
If it has commercials in it, it's not a movie.
Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, I love
Mike sounds so
TV,
defeated.
though.
Fine. It's okay, Mike. Your number one was great.
And they were all about it.
Tim completely bowed out there.
Wow, he said, "Oh shit, give me a second."
Yeah.
I think his battery's probably dying. Well, no, because I would lose the whole Timbot feed there. 404 Tim.
No, we have Mike, but we have no camera.
True.
Very weird. He's up to shenanigans.
He must be getting something.
Ready?
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to come back.
He's shenaniganing.
He's going to come back with something Pee-wee related.
Oh, bathroom break. Just, do you even mute yourself? So we're going to hear you pee?
It'd be like Airplane.
That's a great movie. Is that a Christmas movie? Is there snow on the ground? I don't know. I don't remember.
No.
I just remember being like 15 years old and like having the tape, the VCR tape, and wearing that part out where like the chick bounces across the screen and comes back and watch her bounce across the screen and come back like over and over and over again, man. Like
I mean, can't any movie technically be a Christmas movie as long as you like just play some Christmas music in the background? Like if you Christmas music going and you just watch it, it's like it's Christmas.
I mean, no, I guess The Thing couldn't be a Christmas movie because it'd be dark in Antarctica around Christmas time.
It could be if White Christmas was playing.
Oh no, it'd be summertime. It'd be summertime. So yeah, The Thing could be a Christmas movie.
It could.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
They don't show you a calendar. The sun is out. The sun is out in Antarctica only during the winter time for us. So I think The Thing could technically be a Christmas movie.
I do too.
I mean, if you're going by the snow is on the board, I'm pretty sure at some point in time they say the date. I know.
I thought I was trying to think of the extra date, but no. What I'm saying is that the sun is out, and the sun is out only in Antarctica in our December winter time. So right now they're getting sunlight, which means Christmas time. So yes, The Thing is a Christmas movie.
I don't think When Nature Calls is a Christmas movie, but I'll look it up. Grumpy Old Men, holy shit, that movie's so good. Walter Matthau.
I've never seen the whole movie.
Lemon. It's so good. It's really good. Yes.
Part 2 is good too. Grumpy Old Men. That was pretty good too.
Mm-hmm. Agree. All of those. Gremlins, Die Hard 1 and 2. I was really disappointed none of you said, and I left it off my list, but Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie.
It is.
And oh man, that would be such a good game because I know I'm getting too old for this shit. Man, oh, you could do like such a cool buddy cop version of a game, like a semi-cooperative, huh?
Wasn't he like 42 when he said he was getting too old?
Yeah. Danny Glover was way young when he said that.
Spaceballs.
Oh,
Christmas movie?
I mean, it can be if you play White Christmas behind it.
That's right.
I mean, that's true. I mean, it's different calendar over there.
I mean,
they were combing the desert, but they could have been combing the snow. You don't know.
I had to
Schwartz be with you.
May the Schwartz be with you.
That's such a great movie. They're talking about making a part 2 of it, even though
yes.
It's happening.
Part 2. Yeah, it's definitely happening. And if they don't call it The Search for More Money, I'm gonna be extremely disappointed.
It's gonna have Josh Gad, and it's it might be directed by oh shit, I forget who directed it. It's not Max Brooks because he just writes. He doesn't direct.
Only 3 people I've heard of him.
But what's really funny, and Bob, you don't know this because you weren't there, unfortunately, because you worked second shift, is there was a dude that used to come to the open game nights at Fantasies, and his last name was Riggs. And me and one other guy, because the first time he came in, he's like, oh yeah, like he introduced himself and he said his last name. And I said, Riggs. And thank God one other person there got it. Like, because otherwise I would have been the only one. And all the time I just yelled at him, Riggs, all the time.
How do you replace Barf though?
You don't.
That was also John Candy.
You just gotta write them out.
Okay. The closest I ever came to meeting Will Wheaton was I was getting my picture with at Comic-Con in Chicago. I was getting my picture with somebody cosplaying as Barf. Okay. Mm-hmm. And it was an amazing cosplay. I mean, they had the body for it. They looked just like Barf. And Will Wheaton walks by and goes, Barf! Right as I'm getting my picture. And I was like, oh, that's Will Wheaton.
Were you turned sideways when they took the picture? Because that would have been hilarious.
I kind of wish I had. But then I would have also been like, oh, he's a dick in real life also, because I've always heard he's a dick. Because he ruined my picture with Barf. But yeah, Will Wheaton walked by as I was getting my picture with Barf.
I guarantee they're not going to use the same characters. They're going to use. It's going to have to be new.
Oh yeah,
characters.
no, you've got to do. Old. Yeah, you've got to do new characters. Timeline. I really hope that they do like spoofs of Kylo and Finn, and you know what I mean, and Rey. Like,
yeah.
I just hope they do that. You know, if they do that, we're good.
I hope they have Finn, but they call him like Dorsal or something.
Right? Yeah.
Or
like,
tail.
They shot my hair.
Now,
son of a bitch.
I know everybody loves Spaceballs, but for me, Mel Brooks peaked at like Blazing Saddles. Like that's my go-to.
I mean, it's great, but I mean, there's other funny movies too. But I mean, Blazing Saddles is probably my favorite one.
Okay, so like my wife, for example, had never seen Blazing Saddles until we started dating. I made her watch that because we're like watching movies together. You're getting to know, right? You're building a rapport, you know what I mean? You're building up your relationship and you're like, these are all these movies I love. Like, hopefully you watch them and love them too. She really liked Blazing Saddles, but she felt really guilty about laughing at it. Yeah. Then a local movie theater, the State at the time, in South Bend, totally related to South Bend Shovel Slayer, hence my obsession with adding that component to your game. The State Theater was showing a run of Mel Brooks movies, and I made her go with me to Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein. And when we went and saw Blazing Saddles, I brought my wife. Well, I don't know that we were married then, or we were just married. But I made her go with me. I'm like, please come with me to see Blazing Saddles. And everybody else was laughing. And she's like, okay, I feel so much better about enjoying this movie, knowing that like other people
laugh at it too.
Yeah, and get it. Because here's the brilliance with Mel Brooks, because Blazing Saddles could never be made today.
Right.
But the brilliance is that all of the horrible people in Blazing Saddles are the idiots and they're the bad guys. So it's okay to laugh at them because you are like, you are showing in an exaggerated fashion, like how stupid and bad they are.
Now, it's the common thread of the Wild West, you know, there's morons.
You know, it's salt to the earth people.
Salt to the earth. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Really, just the funny version of Django. That's really what.
Yeah, exactly. It's Django Unchained, the comedy. Yeah.
Right.
Oh my God, I do love me some History of the World. It's got Gregory Hines in it. Wayne. Mm-hmm. History of the World's really good. I will say the beginning with Sid Caesar and the cavemen is like drags for me a bit, but like once you get past that point, History of the World becomes absolutely...
2 had some funny bits in it as well. Like the whole thing wasn't great, but it had some funny bits in it.
Yeah, History of the World 2 was fine on Hulu. It's good to be the king. Yeah. Mel Brooks as the king of France. Mm-hmm. It's good to be the king. I also love the whole thing about when they're at the end of History of the World, when they're doing the Last Supper and somebody's like, Jesus. And he's like, yes. Like constantly, like it just interrupts the scene. Every time somebody gets frustrated, it says, Jesus.
Yes.
Yes. But no, Blazing Saddles is my absolute favorite. Mel Brooks. I know Bob loves Spaceballs.
I mean, I love Spaceballs. I love parodies and I love Star Wars. So it's 2 of my favorite things mashed together.
Well, like, listen, I mean, it has Rick Moranis, Stephen Tobolowsky. It's got the Michael Winslow.
Yeah.
I got the bleeps, the creeps, and
the bleeps, the creeps. The what? You know. That's not all he's lost. Sir, radar, sir. It appears to be jam.
and I can't tell you how many times Bob and I are playing a game or we're doing a video and we're like, when was that? Well, that's not now. That was then.
Now.
We're now.
Then. When? Now. We can't. Why? Listen. When?
Now.
Just now.
Just then. Yeah, just now. There's so many times
now
where somebody misses an action on their turn, and Bob and I've got to go through that whole bit to just get to, okay, I missed my opportunity to take that action because I forgot to do it. But we've got to go through the whole thing to get there. You've got to earn it.
You do. I mean, what? You call this thing a radar screen? What's all this bubbling and churning? Oh, sir, we call this Mr. Coffee. Care for some? Yes. I always have coffee when I watch Radar. You know that. Of course I do, sir. You all know that, right? Of course we do, sir. Now that I have my coffee, I'm ready to watch Radar. I'd do the whole movie if you let me, so just keep going.
Too hot.
Email is pretty good.
Too hot. And also, we haven't found shit was said by the actor that later was in Star Trek. Well, Star Trek Enterprise, right? That was Tuvok.
I don't know. I'm not a Star Trekkie. I couldn't tell you that part.
Yeah. The dude that says that was Tuvok, and he ended up in, I believe, Enterprise.
Okay.
Yeah, assholes. Yeah. I knew it, sir.
I said across her nose, not up it.
Not Sorry, up it.
Sir, I'm doing my best. What?
Stephen Tobolowsky, who has been in everything, is, yeah. He might have been Colonel Sanders.
What's the matter, Colonel Sanders?
Chicken.
Prepare ship. Prepare ship for ludicrous speed. Fasten all seatbelts. Close all exits. Close all shops to the mall. Cancel the 3-ring circus. Give me that thing, you petty excuse for an officer. Now hear this. Sir, you better buckle up. Buckle this. Ludicrous speed. Go.
We've gone plaid. This is why I love Bob. Because, well, I mean, Bob and I have been friends for decades now, unfortunately.
Yeah, you have to use the D word. Sure, go ahead.
I know, right? But God damn it, like the references are there. Holy shit.
Well,
holy shit.
Elon Musk, that's why he called his special Tesla a plaid, was because of that.
Yeah.
So fast. They've gone to plaid. Yeah.
One of my honorable mentions.
Week and a half.
One of my honorable mentions, and I thought about this being if for some reason someone had crossover, but I went before Justin, so he had Krampus before me or after I did. But if he had Krampus before I did, I would have pivoted over to the Creep Show special, which is there is the Creep Show holiday special that's on Shudder. There's a guy who goes to a like sort of a AA group, but it's for shapeshifters. So he thinks he's a werewolf. So it's like a Shapeshifters Anonymous class, right? And you go and you talk about like the things you're worried about you've done. There's like a dude that turns into a tortoise every full moon. There's a dude that turns into a boar. But here's the Christmas twist, is that Santa Claus isn't like, he's not this benevolent entity that like gives people gifts because he's nice. It's because he feels bad because he killed your lycanthropic parents because they shapeshift into different things. He kills the parents and he feels bad for the kids. So he leaves them gifts. But he's actually Satan Claus because he made a deal with the devil to then kill any shapeshifter, anybody that transforms in the lunar cycle. And so these people meet at this AA meeting to then as a way to sort of group together for safety. And then like mall Santas are all part of the Satan Claus group, and they're trying to kill lycanthropes. yeah, it's a crazy but super fun theme. Yeah, no, it's fun. It's actually a really good. Let me say, if you have Shudder, like watch Creepshow. If you love the old Creepshow movies, 1 and 2, 2 is a little more problematic than 1. Because there's a cigar store wooden Indian bit that may not fly today.
You know what else doesn't fly?
Let's go.
That'd be Star Wars Holiday Special from 1978.
Oh my God, no, West. That's the worst thing ever made.
They made that canon with Skeleton Crew.
Yes, they did. They had no idea what they were doing.
They made it canon with Skeleton Crew.
It's so. If you haven't had a chance to ruin 120 minutes of your life,
it's the worst.
That is one to check out. Because like 20 minutes of that movie is Chewbacca's talking in Chewbaccanese.
Yeah.
Nope, Kashyyyk. He's talking in Kashyyyk. Don't be racist, West.
Oh,
horrible. And it doesn't even tell you like what they're saying or nothing.
Hold on. You are not mentioning that Chewie's like father-in-law, Lumpy, is watching virtual porn and like
that's true.
Borderline masturbating in the Star Wars Holiday Special.
And what is that dancing like that dance? Oh my God, that ceremony at the end with the so bad.
I will say there's like a really funny B. Arthur bit in that show. You know, like I'm not gonna die on a hill for the holiday special, but it did introduce everyone to Boba Fett
as a cartoon. Yeah,
as a cartoon. Yeah. But Bob can respect that.
I mean, it's got Boba Fett in it. I'm probably gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Don't do it, Bob.
Don't do it. Okay, hold on.
No.
Watch the holiday special, but don't watch any of the Endor movies.
You guys need to watch Dear Santa with Jack Black. It just came out.
Hold on. Unlike friend of the show, Mike Giuliano, I do like Jack Black. So I'll watch that.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's about this kid who accidentally misspells Santa's name as Satan.
The Satan.
I heard back.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Justin, is that streaming somewhere?
Yeah. I don't remember which one I watched it on, but hold on a second.
I'm watching it. I'm watching it 100%. I don't give a shit. I gotta see it. Because Googs, I love you. You're a brother to me. And because
Paramount Plus.
And because you are that close to me, I will be brutally honest. I love Jack Black. So I'm going to watch that because I got a Paramount Plus subscription. Holy shit. I'm watching that. If not tonight, I'm watching it tomorrow.
Yeah. You're going to love it. Because it's messed up.
I saw a trailer for that, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I like.
Because instead of Dear Santa, he says Dear Satan.
He writes a letter to Santa. I don't want to ruin it for you, but he asks a specific question, but they don't reveal it till the end. Okay, but he accidentally writes Satan, and Jack Black comes up, and he's like, "Oh my God, finally!" And then he grants the kid 3 wishes for his soul.
So Justin, listen.
That's hilarious.
I don't claim to know your situation, but as somebody with young children, I totally love and understand the sweetness behind the misspelling of a child's letter.
I have 2 children.
Or homework, fill in the blank. You know what I mean? They just get it wrong, like just a little bit. Like they just say whether they wrote it or they said it or they drew something that they didn't realize.
Exactly.
Oh my God, dude.
It's hilarious, but don't watch it with children because if they,
Oh, sure.
believe, it'll ruin
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. No, as far as my kids are concerned, we're still good there.
Mm-hmm.
And we will continue to perpetuate that.
Yeah, as long as possible.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep. That's the magic of Christmas, in my opinion.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I refuse to do Elf on the Shelf, though. Oh, you got one?
You see him up here?
Ah.
I
I
have one
won't do
too.
that. Can I tell you why I won't do that?
Of course.
It's a lot of work.
Because
Yeah.
you'll
It
forget.
is a pain in the ass, yes.
No, judge me. 100% judge me on this.
Wait,
I-
would you do a Snoop on
Hey,
a Snoop?
hold on. My kids
Okay,
sometimes
got you.
watch the show.
Oh,
Okay.
got you.
Okay. Hold on. Listen,
Cut it.
we have an Elf on the Shelf,
In bed.
and my concern is because this is legitimate. Is I have a new puppy, and I am worried that he will eat that elf on the shelf, and it will do irreparable damage to my children. Now, this dog is most of the time very good, but he has definitely chewed up some stuff that he should not have. And then we have to
Fair.
come up with creative ways as to why that is no longer in our inventory.
Mhm.
Oh.
Right.
And I don't want to blame the dog because
The dog murdered it.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, you don't want it to be Remy's fault. We don't want them to hate the dog
Murdered
because
their
it
tinkle
chewed up
bottom.
Tinkle Toes or whatever our particular elf's name was. But we will not introduce an elf into our house because A, the cats will destroy it, or B, doubly even worse than the cats, the dog, the puppy that they begged for so much. Oh, please, sweet baby Jesus, give us a puppy. Please, if we get anything, oh, Santa, please give us a puppy. If that puppy ate the elf on the shelf, we'd be in so much trouble.
What if you just shred it and say, oops, it went to the wrong place?
So we do not have an elf for that reason, for its own safety.
Its own protection. Yeah.
Yeah,
Smart.
100%.
Smart.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, come on. I mean, what are you going to do if you woke up in the morning and your elf, who had a very clever prank planned, was then destroyed by the family pet?
I think it would be awesome.
Well, hold on, Justin.
That makes good TV.
Justin, you, as I said earlier, are very metal.
I am.
Yeah.
You are metal as fuck, dude.
Yep.
But we're not trying to go there. We don't want to do that. So, like you take precautions.
Almost
So-
want to feed mine to my dog. Like, just the
Yeah.
exact opposite of what you want.
Yeah. Do me a favor and play War Pigs as loud as you can
Right.
while the
While you
children
do it.
discover the elf that has been destroyed by the family pet.
Yeah. Or maybe the
Generals
elf leaves a
gather
note
in
and
the
goes to work for
masses.
Santa, and then he's gone. You know?
Dun-dun.
There you go. There's plenty of opportunity. That's right, Bob.
Yeah, you don't want that.
He could get a job at the North Pole making presents for people.
Oh my God. I love, not that I didn't ever love Evan, but holy shit, do I love Evan so much. Indiana was the dog's name. Oh my God. I love it. That's my favorite line from Last Crusade.
We
Ever.
named the dog Indiana.
Yeah, that's my favorite line. That's
Mhm.
my favorite thing from Last Crusade, which I
They
know
used that on somebody. Somebody tried to call them something. I'm not sure I can remember
West.
what it was from. It was friggin' hilarious.
How did you get the name Flamingo as your nickname? I've been wondering that for like ever since we've met.
So the short version of the story is that my wife said that we're not that white trash. We can't have flamingos in front of our house. So I said I won't buy any. And she was like, "No, I know what you're doing. You're not allowed." And I said, "I won't." Did you know that sometimes Santa and the Tooth Fairy will bring flamingos? I was not aware. But that has happened in our home.
Interesting.
And then one day we decided that, wouldn't it be really funny if I just had like a whole flamingo outfit? Because we used to go to Great America and there's like thousands of people there. So I figured it'd be great if I was like, dressed from head to toe in the same clothing coloration, whatever.
Garb.
So I had I had shorts, a top, and a hat that was all the same
Pattern.
the same fabric. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And my wife was massively embarrassed. So were the kids. But I said, okay, well, if no one says that they love my outfit, I'll never wear it again. 5 people that day said that they loved my outfit. So clearly this was a thing that I just needed to do. And it also helped because one of my children fancied away somewhere and was like, not sure where I was. But then they were like, oh, giant dude in pink flamingo outfit. There he is. I stuck out like a sore thumb. So it's super easy to find me. And then at some point I just hopped off the fashion train and decided flamingos are the way to go. And it's just so much easier now. I have a bunch of flamingo shirts and it works.
Oh my God. So here's the thing. If I could love a man as much as I love a woman, it would be Wes for his commitment.
Commit to the bit.
To the bit. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wes, that's just one of a million things that makes you incredible.
Thank you. Did I ever tell you the story about Washington, D.C.? Because that's really funny.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
So my kids, my daughter, I was supposed to chaperone the trip to Washington, D.C. in 2021. Unfortunately, I went to, was it Origins? I think I went to Origins, and I picked up COVID at Origins. And then, so my daughter, I wasn't able to go on the
free
trip.
of charge.
Free of charge. Yeah, it's great. The thing was that I had actually gotten some outfits for the event because I was going to wear obviously flamingo themed outfits for the entire time that I was there in at Origins, or not at Origins, in Washington, D.C. So I'm trying to pull up because if you're not able to do something, you want to, for posterity's sake, have it filmed, right? And I mean, I was doing this on purpose because I wanted to embarrass my daughter as much as possible while we were there. So I got outfits for each specific day, and since I wasn't able to be there, I took pictures of myself pretending with my own kids like what I would be doing if I were a chaperone on this trip. And I have them here, and I just want to find them so I can share them with you.
Oh my God.
They're a thing for sure. Let's see. I'm almost there. Hold on. I'm sorry, this is terrible filming. But I have them.
While he's looking for that, he made me wear a flamingo shirt at Gen Con when we first shown Claw.
I did.
Well,
that was hard for me being metal.
Let's give Justin some credit. When I met Justin for the first time at Gen Con, he and his brother were awesome and amazing. And we were totally not worthy of their appreciation.
No, that's not true. Don't listen.
Okay, outfit number 1.
Oh shit! Hold on, please tell me. Okay.
Oh my!
Outfit number 1, right?
Yep.
Ooh,
Wow, you look like Jack Black there.
yeah, that was me without my beautiful beard.
We're students.
So outfit number 1, right? I'm looking at some beautiful flowers. Ooh, look at those flowers. Aren't they amazing? Yeah, there we go. And then, hey, what's this thing? I'm reading this crazy sign. That's a picture that could have happened. Oh, you naughty kid, you son of a bitch. Don't do that. Right? And me yelling at the naughty kid.
That's your poor child.
Is it raining? I don't know. What's going on here? Okay. So that was outfit number 1. Wait, now we've got outfit number 2. Okay. Again, I have a walking stick because why wouldn't you? Oh, that's a bad picture, but why wouldn't you have a walking stick when you're out there? Hey, there we go. Now I'm walking along. This is a different outfit, by the way, in case you didn't notice. And there were a lot of this. Apparently, my son took tons of pictures. Now there's a foe in front of us, so I'm going to use the walking stick to make sure I'm going to save those children. Okay.
Did you save them?
Yeah.
I think so. I'm not really sure, honestly. There's also this for that same outfit. We've got me disciplining a child who's clearly done something wrong. Multiple different versions of me disciplining a child.
Yeah.
Right?
They need it.
That's going to age super well. That's going to age so well.
Yeah, me with the map, leading the way, probably not knowing where I'm going because I'm really terrible with maps. Yep. So
clearly a board game needs to be made creating flamingo shirts.
Probably.
Right?
This is me eating popcorn because why wouldn't you have popcorn at one of these beautiful places? Not really sure what this one's all about, but I think I'm using like the power of thought to come up with some new
love
ideas.
that he's wearing a bob hat while doing it. What my wife would call a bob hat.
Yeah. That's right.
Even though it's
whatever I ate,
technically a bucket
whatever
hat.
I ate was bad. Didn't come out well in the pie there. So that was
West,
was good.
I got a question for you, and I mean this honestly. When did you decide to start committing to the bit? Because you were totally wearing flamingo shorts and a shirt in those pictures.
It was roughly, I don't know, 2016.
Oh, dude, you were so committed to the bit.
Oh yeah,
Holy
a long time ago.
Holy shit!
So we had to go to Arlington, right? So you had to have like a really nice outfit. For Arlington, because I couldn't have worn like what I was wearing originally.
Let's be respectful.
If you were to zoom in here, you see that this is actually a flamingo shirt as well. I'll show you that in a moment, but this is my like handsome man outfit. So then, I'm judging myself and doing like, ooh, look at that. Ooh, ooh, strike a pose.
It's a live photo. You need to press
right?
it.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's go.
And again, you can't really see because of the weird that's a flamingo on the actual shirt there. I don't know why.
I thought your phone broke.
Yeah.
But there's there we go.
Oh, I see.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So you can see that there's actually flamingos on that shirt.
Yeah, Bob and I were about to go, no, too sexy.
Too sexy.
Yeah. And then I have one other one too that was a pink flamingo outfit. But yeah, so I had every single day that they were gone, I sent pictures of myself to the leader of the group, who then disseminated those pictures to all of the chaperones, who then showed them to all of the children. So that way my daughter was sufficiently shaped.
Embarrassed. Yeah.
Yeah. It was great.
Awesome.
Yeah, West,
it's like dad right there.
I find myself facing a similar problem because my child just joined a D&D club. And I'm like, okay, hold up. First of all, no child of mine will go into a D&D club with like basic dice.
Right.
So she has crazy dice already showing up. But then my problem is, because I'm old, is the last version of D&D that I have that's like applicable is like 3.5, because I think 4.0 sucks.
Uh-huh.
It's
So
a
I had
board
to-
game. It's not D&D.
Yeah, so I had to get like the updated rules. But
hear
now she's into it, right? Like she's coming up with stuff. She's participating a little bit,
Oh, love it. Love it.
but they're still in like the character building stage. And my problem is, I'm talking to my wife, and because at this age, right, she's 13.
Mm-hmm.
There's two types of DMs at 13. There's the one that is the unicorn or flamingo, if you'll allow it, where they want to tell a story, right? Like I'm a DM that wants to tell a story. I want these people to go through my adventure and like, experience stuff. And then there's what, frankly, was me at 13. I want to kill the whole party.
Yeah.
I want to TPK them as hard and as fast as I can. I don't know what group my daughter's in yet. But she's made a character for her Dungeons and Dragons club at school.
Love it.
It's being run by a 13-year-old.
That is slightly terrifying. I'm not going to lie.
So I'm like betting on the TPK side.
Probably, yeah.
But I've also on the other side been running a small campaign for her with just NPCs and her to try to give her more of an experience.
I have to show you, Tim. You talked about dice. I got 2 new dice that I think are actually the coolest dice I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, I'm here for it.
They're called pixel dice.
Ooh.
And they actually they glow.
Whoa.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Those are really cool.
Those are cooler than mine.
Yeah. And the coolest part about them is that when you roll them, if you've got your phone and you hook them up to them, they'll actually tell you what number you just rolled.
No
shit. Which is even cooler. It is. These things are absolutely amazing. I love them so very much.
Oh my God.
Yeah. These are the greatest dice ever.
Okay.
I bought them in 2020 on Kickstarter. They were delivered 2 months ago.
Oh my God,
I
Wes.
thought I was never going to get them.
Wes, that might have been your greatest investment in your entire life.
It could very well be. It could very well be.
I know you bought a house and you live in a house, but those dice
are so cool.
Oh my God.
And like this one is it's so hard to see, but this one is actually clear, so you can see all the mechanics and stuff inside of it.
I don't care. I love how it's flashing and it's different colors every time it flashes.
Yep. It's beautiful.
Which is good for Bob, because sometimes he'd be like, well, is it gray?
Or is it light gray?
Why didn't they make it light up a different color if they're using LEDs inside of that thing? Since the app, like when you roll, if you got the 20 on top, it turns red and the rest are green or something.
Ooh, yeah.
So if you roll a 1, you can set it to light up one particular color, and you could set it for 20, it'll light up a different color. So absolutely, you can set it to do all kinds of crazy stuff.
That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So to Evan's answer, I have almost 30 years of role-playing games under my belt. There's no way in hell she's looking on the street for better dice than what I have right here. I'm just saying it right now. There's no way. Because if there's better dice, I already found them and I already got them. Just saying. Valid concern, but there's no way. No way. I would bet if Bob was in my situation, there's nobody that's got better dice than Bob. Bob? Bob, you got some badass dice, right?
I do. My Tinker's got some sweet ass gear dice.
Yeah. Listen, here's the thing. I'm very confident about what I'm confident about. I would not put my dice up against Bob's dice. Just saying.
That's confidence.
That is confidence.
Just saying. Just saying. But I know I got some really fucking good dice.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Those eyeball dice you had were pretty sweet too.
Dude, that's what she's taken to D&D club.
So I don't play Dungeons and Dragons. I think I played it like maybe a couple times when
And
I was
that's
a young
fine.
kid.
That's
but
fine.
I never really got into it. But I've been checking out this like Batman RPG that's hitting GameFound soon. That just the artwork is just amazing for that thing.
So, Justin, I will say, as far as RPGs go, if you are at all like remotely interested, find one that speaks to you.
I probably will never play it because you can't play them by yourself, and my cat won't play it with me. My dog won't play it with me. My wife won't play with me.
Well, let me just say this though, real quick. As a very lonely 13-year-old, I was getting some. I was buying Call of Cthulhu source books in the early '90s, and using that to sort of write stories and like come up with ideas for things that I was passionate about. So maybe it's not D&D, but maybe you find a game system that you're passionate about or that you find very interesting. And then you can use that to inspire you into fields where you may be more creative. I know that you are already talking about a game called Claw, which is basically a ripoff of what Mike talked about earlier for his number one. Like it was a total ripoff. I mean, Mike already like sourced all the assets for that as far as art goes and everything.
Yep.
But I'm just saying that like if you ever wanted to like generate your own universe, role-playing games are an amazing opportunity for that.
Wes and I were talking about that behind the scenes, and we think that Mike might have used AI.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa!
Wow. The
That is
accusations
quite
are
the
flying.
accusation.
You heard it here first, folks.
Holy shit! Oh, Mike, you're fucked now, dude.
I don't know about that.
Howdy.
I've-
That
Oh,
looked great.
listen,
That
that
is
looks
so
like
good.
that looks like OG Scrooge McDuck art to me.
Oh my god, I love it.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know if you know Tim, but Bob and Mike played Claw about
Sunday.
half a week ago or something.
unfortunately, I do know, and I'm very sad about it. Please talk about it, please.
They got their asses handed to them by the Claw.
I wouldn't say ass. It was literally like the end of the game, like the very end. It was we win or we lose, and we ended up losing. So I wouldn't say asses handed.
Listen, Bob nor I are very competitive.
At
So
all.
say what you will.
No, not competitive.
No, it was a good time. I'm just fooling around. But yeah, the Claw's rough.
next time, catch it.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Claw.
I
I can't tell you how many people did that to us at Gen Con.
Uh-huh.
I cannot wait for Bob and I no offense, Mike. But I know that Bob and I, obviously for list reasons, if you look at previous lists, our brains align. If you play just one with Bob and I, you will know that we share a brain. I cannot wait to try to take down the Claw.
Yes,
With-
sir.
with Bob as my teammate. because
I
we
got
are
some
really
news for
good.
you.
We are really good at co-ops.
I got some news for you. The updated cards are being manufactured right now, and Wes should have them by end of month, early January, just in time for Wes.
Uh-oh.
You got quiet.
Just in time. Just in time.
Look at that sexy guy.
For
Right there. I don't think you're allowed to have two of me on the screen at once, Mike. You're gonna get.
You can't hear Wes.
It's a lot.
What's that kid? What's that place you're going to, Wes? Something up, level up. What is it?
you're going to
Yes,
Level Up Con?
the Level Up Con. I will have the new updated deck for, which also means Leprechaun. I should have the updated deck for as well.
So, I would just speak for Bob and I in particular, is we will take it as a personal challenge. If we
Yes.
can not only beat, but embarrass West at his challenge. We don't want to just win. Like, Bob seems like a super nice guy. And I know I seem super nice. Yeah. I'm hipster. But like, yeah. Oh, we seem so cool, so friendly, so nice. But if you are going to come like guns blazing, like Justin and West are, we're going to embarrass you. Bob and I are going to destroy you.
I look forward to seeing how you guys manage the claw in real time.
We're going to destroy you.
Wes, what I heard is they want to play a 2-player game with a 3-player deck. That's what I heard. Is that what you heard?
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
Let's go, Bobby.
Bobby,
here's the thing. If I'm picking a partner in a co-op game, Bob is my number one pick. Now, bad news for Bob, I may not be his number one pick, but Bob is my number one pick.
Great.
Bob and I have rarely played a co-op that we have not been able to dominate. I'm really looking forward to it. I love the challenge, and the best part of it is not just the challenge, but like the experience I get with playing a game with my favorite people, right? Like going head to head with people
that's what
I
board
love.
games are for, right? Like that's the whole idea is to spend time with people you care about and have a mental challenge together. And with Claw, it's all chaos management. So you just have all these things coming at you all at once, and you have limited turns in which to do things to try and keep yourself alive. And the whole point of the game is not to destroy everything. It's literally just to last long enough so that the end of the game can happen. And that is, I think that's what's the most exciting is you don't have to defeat them all. You just have to survive long enough.
Now, also, bad news for you guys is the one time that Mike and I teamed up in a game of Ankh, nobody stood a fucking chance. Mike and I teamed up and our goals instantly aligned, and we became a monster like robot conglomeration. Mike, tell me I'm wrong. Nobody stood a chance once we joined forces in Ankh.
You're not wrong.
Just saying. Just saying.
You heard it here, Wes.
You heard it here first. Yeah,
I heard it.
I will say, like, look, I will go up against the Claw, and you give me Mike or Bob, and 1,000,000%, not only are we winning, but we're going to make you rethink your game mechanics because we're so good at it.
So Mike, you guys just played not too long ago. Did you feel like the Claw was a threat?
Yeah, it didn't feel like it though until like the last 2 rounds. I was like, oh shit, like it really started to pile on there toward the end. But I feel like now that I know what I'm watching for, I think not that you can win every time, but like. I think I got some strats.
Good. That's exactly that's how you win. You got to be very strategic, very cooperative, and discuss together.
That's why I bring these dudes to the fight. It's not bringing a gun to a knife fight. It's bringing a freaking A-bomb, and I will take either of those guys to bring
we're rooting for you.
Absolutely.
We want you to win.
To bring that bomb to the fight, because I'm just telling you, when Mike and I merged in Ankh, it did two things. First, it guaranteed our victory, our mutual victory in Ankh against a bunch of strangers, and I barely knew Mike. But we instantly aligned. We knew what we were doing. And the other thing it will guarantee is, I'm just saying, it's a win. It's a win, no matter what. You give me Bob or Mike, like, come on, man. We're built to win.
I hope so.
Mike, am I wrong?
Not wrong.
Mike, was it ever in doubt when you and I joined forces in Ankh? Not only did it...
Transformers sound.
Yeah. Not only did it solidify our victory, but it solidified our friendship for forever, because we knew that our powers combined, we could not lose.
With our powers combined, what is that from?
Yeah.
That's Captain Planet.
Yeah. Yes.
Or is it?
Powers combined, Captain Planet.
Yep.
Heart, wind,
he's our
water,
hero.
Earth.
Turn pollution down.
Heart.
Yeah.
And if you haven't watched the Don Cheadle Funny or Die Captain Planet, it's amazing.
I'll have to check that out. I still have to watch episode of SpongeBob SquarePants that Wes has sent me maybe 6 or 7 months ago.
Justin has never seen SpongeBob SquarePants.
Hold on, Justin. So I don't know what Wes sent you.
Disrespect.
But you need to watch I Ripped My Pants from SpongeBob.
That's not the one I sent him, because it's not the best one.
I didn't grow up with SpongeBob. I grew up with
Neither did I.
I grew up with Snorks.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, the Snorks are great.
Snorks are amazing. But that
was my SpongeBob.
Don't let that stop you from appreciating the greatness. Because in my old age, and Bob's even slightly older age, ability to adapt, it has allowed us to combine powers and become undefeatable.
Okay. Love it.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it on display.
SpongeBob is fantastic. What were the animals that were like morphed between two different animals?
Shirt tails? Oh no, you're talking about Zoobly Zoo? Which one are you talking about?
Zoobly.
No, not them, but they were great too. There was a cartoon that had like a moose and a beetle or something, or a bumblebee and a moose.
They had like a thing in their chest, Wes, that they touched. Yeah, I know. I can't remember the name. I know what you're talking about, though. They were around the same time GoBots came out.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called.
I remember vaguely what you're talking about.
A pig and an elephant just won't splice. You're right. Yeah. That's South Park, though.
South Park's great.
Yeah, South Park is great.
Yeah.
But I would tell you that I would
like the clean version of South Park.
I would tell you I would take either of my two co-hosts / teammates up there against any co-op game. Because
Strat.
Yeah. Strat's there.
Strat there.
Is there.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Yep.
Come January.
Yeah.
Now again, please, for the love of God,
don't send you a copy.
Do not send us a copy for preview. I do not want to have the option and the ability to promote this game that we've been passionate about.
Yep.
Early on. I don't want to be able to talk about it. I do not.
Totally fair.
Listen, we've been excited about Claw, and I know these guys even have played like TTS versions of it. And because of my hamster internet, I've not been able to play it online. And
Well,
so
your lack
I
of
will,
computer too.
yeah, so I'll only be able to play a physical version. And so to me, that says, don't send us one, because what what an opportunity that would be for us. And I would hate to have that opportunity. That would be so terrible.
Terrible.
So please don't. For a game that will clearly be like $1 million Kickstarter. Just saying.
So Bob and Mike, when they were playing, they had some good moments, like when they strategized together and stuff. Like we and Wes were like, "Ooh, that was a good move." Like they had some of that synergy that you're talking about. So we saw some of that on display, but obviously there was a learning curve learning into the game. So
yeah. So Evan, I would take Mike or Bob as a teammate in a co-op against anybody any day of the week. I will also say that I will take West as a teammate in a game any day of the week, because West and I have a proven track record.
It's true.
We have gone on code names, and West
and we won.
And
I don't know how.
West being completely trashed.
That was yes, that was the. I haven't been that sick in a long time. That was dumb.
Dude, we still won, and we were good at it. Don't sell yourself short. We were.
Wait a minute. I remember this because Wes referenced tossing his cookies, which I haven't heard that phrase in quite some time.
Cookie tossing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm opposite of you, Tim. I like to be on the opposite side of Wes at the table.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yes.
So Justin, don't get me wrong. Here's the thing: is I love a good co-op.
But you're not competitive.
I love being on the winning team. But anytime that I beat Bob at a game, ask Bob about that.
He writes home.
Like handwritten, stamped envelope. Now,
my dearest Ellie, today I beat Bob.
Now, Bob, pop quiz. If I'm picking teammates in a co-op, who's the first person I'm picking?
Besides Kelly?
No, yeah, exactly. I'm picking Bob. But if I get the chance to beat Bob, holy shit, I'm talking
even
about
better.
Yeah.
All right, serious question here, guys.
Yeah,
so
let's go.
We are on the cusp of finishing Claw.
Yeah, okay. Don't send us one.
So we're going to go into our next game.
We are not interested.
What game experience would you guys be interested in playing?
Okay, so you don't want to ask me. I'll just tell you that. Because I love playing games. I love playing every kind of game. I love co-ops. I love competitive games. I love games that I'm just happy to be at the table. So I'm not a good gauge. I'm happy to be there, and I'm excited to know people that are creating games. I want in. I want to be a part of it, but I'm not a good gauge. I'll just, full disclosure, count me out, because the people that I love that are making games, I'm way too excited about it anyways.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm on a big bag building kick right now. I think bag building is super fun. I love the interesting bag builders. Maybe combining some sort of bag building with worker placement could be fun, like depending on what you pull out, and then you got to place it somewhere. And, almost like the Frosty and the Snowman thing, where the different workers you pull out have different attributes and whatnot. Because I like that from the Darwin's Journey, where you give your different workers different abilities and ribbons, and that allows them to go and do different types of things, or at least different levels of actions. I think that's
hate that game.
So I know, but you gotta admit, it's a cool mechanism, right? Kind of leveling up your worker, right? And so the better they are, the
great game. I hate it.
Yeah, Tim's not good at it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. 100%.
What about you, Mike? Oh, go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it is getting late for me. I have to get up early in the morning. But
Don't listen to him. I know where he works. He's fine.
I am not a morning person really still, but go ahead, Mike. Are you there still? Oh, he's like, what?
Yeah.
So why he's half awake? Could wrap it up.
Yeah, I have to get up at 5:30 myself. So
Tim's second bathroom break, so you know.
Yeah.
What kind of game are you looking for, Mike? Wake up.
What kind of what?
Kind of game.
So,
like, if you could create anything you wanted, like, what kind of mechanisms would you like to see?
Oh, Bob and I talked about this on the way back from Gen Con, I think in 2023. Give me a bag building 4X game.
Yeah.
That would be sweet. Yeah, something where maybe there's a little bit of crafting. Your bag building determines your attack and defense strength. You also use it to explore. But bag building and 4X is what I'd like to see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you guys are both on a bag building kick.
Yeah. We hashed out kind of like, well, we didn't really hash out. We definitely threw some ideas around about some different concepts and mechanisms for some bag building and 4Xing and whatnot. So
ideas were tossed around, hashed out. Yeah, that's
a bit
very
far.
loose terminology there. None of my ideas are fully hashed out. But I love bag building games for sure. There's just something. Most of them are like push your luck, but why? Why do most bag building games have to be push your luck? I don't think they need to be. So I'd like to see more bag building and with some 4X involved.
Yeah.
Something epic. So I don't know, like maybe Wonderland's War, but with a little bit more involved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
Q
good.
Shitting on Wonderland's War.
Yeah, you're welcome.
My ideas.
Wonderland's War, but good. I like Mike's ideas when they're good ones.
No, I'm glad Tim came back to crap on my idea.
Well, he just peed twice, so he had some crap left.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Dude, I had to pee so bad.
Happens.
All right. Well, gentlemen.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I love hearing game mechanics ideas. Like I'm down. Give me something interesting. Give me something unique. I'm more creative on the theme side. Like that's where I'm better. Because I'm not as experienced as these guys down here as game designers and developers.
So what you're saying is you can get on board with a sweet theme no matter what the mechanic.
Hell yeah. As long as I can have a good time playing it.
I mean, that's the key, right? As long as it's fun.
As long as it's fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, whatever Mike said as his idea was terrible and you guys should hate it. I think those two things, as long as
what
it's
about
fun.
What Bob said?
Well, that's fine. But like whatever Mike said is like awful.
Probably not so good.
And like I hate it, and it's probably pretty terrible. And then what Bob said is like, I mean, you can if you want. And then whatever you guys say is amazing.
Awesome.
Unless
so
they
that
agree
4X
with
bag builder is coming to life.
Well, like Mike said, bag builders are amazing, and we do love them. But it was Mike's idea, so bag builders very passe.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
All right.
That's hilarious.
All right, guys.
Yeah, I gotta be dipping.
Oh my God.
I'm hitting the wall.
No, I get it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
What a fun list. I did not anticipate crossing over not only once but twice with someone. So Justin, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I frankly am surprised that nobody crossed over on me because, like,
Yeah.
I mean, you crossed over
I was
on
gonna,
you.
but I just switched it up.
I mean, Wes, let's be honest, dude. You picked the most mainstream Christmas movie anybody could have picked. So knowing my guys, we're all going to steer clear of the most obvious choice, which is Santa
Absolutely.
Claus 2 out of all of them.
Yeah.
So I get
They
it.
won.
I get it. But
I was frankly very shocked that these guys are supposedly working on a game very similar to the one that I made up for this show.
Mike,
Amazing.
Mike,
Absolutely
better.
hold on.
Crazy.
Listen, I've known Mike for like 4 years.
Mhm.
And for at least 3 of those 4 years, he's been talking about his Braincast Games project.
Years.
I mean,
So good.
years. It's really weird that you
It's
guys
really
have
weird.
very similar art. I mean, it's weird.
Yeah.
A little weird. I know.
It is a little weird.
Can't copyright anything these days.
True.
Jeez. Mike, I told you to send that off to the copyright office.
Yeah.
Dude.
Next time.
Dude, you should have listened to us.
That was great, though. That was
Okay.
that was the winner of the show right there. I'm sorry. That was
Yeah.
brilliant.
Don't be sorry.
Sorry, Wes.
Oh.
Sorry, Bob. Sorry, Tim.
No.
Sorry to myself because.
Listen, Justin, you and I, in our heart of hearts, can know that Emma Otter's Jug Band Christmas is the greatest Christmas movie of all time. But we can also acknowledge that Mike's totally original game with a unique theme that has never been done before.
Never.
Was the greatest choice.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the way he just brought it all together and
totally.
Yeah.
Unique art.
Yes, the Santa Claus hats, the tinsel, the tinsel thief,
Dude.
the tinsel thief. Come on,
the tinsel thief was something.
That is
Scrooge in the what is that? What kind of wagon is that called? What is that? What
It's
type
a
of wagon?
Scrooge wagon.
It's a Scrooge wagon.
Oh my God.
Scrooge wagon is
Listen.
impressive.
I like it.
It's a game changer is what he is.
Frankly,
He is.
I'm
Totally is.
upset that Mike has been a part of my channel for over a year and has never brought this to me. I'm personally offended.
I believe he might have hand painted and drew all of these items too.
I'm so upset that he has been sitting on this game for this long and waits until now to reveal it. I thought we were friends, Mike.
Well, sometimes you got a good idea. You just can't share it with the world. You got to harness it and then, release it when you think it's ready. So,
and I just want to bring this up to you, Mike. I think West is infringing on your product. If you look up in the top right corner of the screen above his head,
oh wow!
I feel like he stole your shit.
Yeah, I mean, he basically just took the S off and called it his own. Crazy.
Shit.
Amazing.
Oh my God. West, so to
these howlers, these holiday howlers, do they go ho ho ho? Because that would be
man,
that's amazing.
Listen, I gotta have a talk with Mike after the show because I don't want him upsetting West because I really like having West on here. So I got to make sure that's smoothed over and that's cool. Justin, dude, seriously, all jokes aside, thank you so much for coming on. Finally,
of course.
I know you've commented before. You've been an amazing supporter of the show in so many ways. And there's honestly no way that we could actually express enough how important your support and everything means to us. And that goes the same for West. We like to kid.
West is okay.
But you know, as far as anybody that knows Wes knows that he's pretty okay. You know, in the hobby.
Yeah, I love West.
If you know West and you don't like him, I don't know that I like you. I'm just gonna say it. I'll just put it out there. Just put it out there.
You guys are very sweet.
But no, what an awesome and super fun list to put together. I can't believe, because judging by your reactions and people's comments, that nobody's seen Bloodbeat before.
Nope, never seen it.
Oh, only the 86 version, not the 83 version.
Yeah, I thought everybody had seen the 83 version because.
But I don't watch horror gore at all.
Oh well, you know, you should watch
it's just
more.
not metal enough.
You should, yeah. If you were a little more metal, Justin, like put yourself. Hold on, Justin. Just imagine you were in like a band, you know, like Mudvayne. You know what I mean?
I would
like,
never be on a band like that. I would never ever be in any type of band that plays heavy metal rock music and melts people's fucking faces on the stage.
Yeah.
I would never do anything like that.
Yeah,
ever.
Justin, just pretend like if you were a singer and you were going to be in a band, but the genre would be like metal, but maybe you'd call yourselves like new metal, like NU metal.
No,
like
that's
maybe if you would like, if you just, I know you can't, but if you could put yourself in that headspace and then get in a DeLorean and drive back to 1983 and watch a movie about a Wisconsin ghost samurai called Bloodbeat, which is obviously, and if you don't know, I feel bad for you, obviously a Christmas movie. That, you know, just saying, maybe put yourself in those shoes and then try to design a good game like Mike did with his Slaincast Games, you know, game pitch.
I mean, so good. So good.
True.
I'll back that, Mike.
For sure. For sure.
Tim, you're getting a little bit too far-fetched for everybody. So.
What? What? Listen,
right.
There's two things I've never been on the show. One is far-fetched, and two is hipster. So, Mike, I am deeply offended by those statements. Mike, wrap us up then.
Yeah, Mike, get us out of here.
I mean, I guess Tim is allowing me to take his job, which means for the board game rundown, that was Mike.
Bob.
I love you guys so much. I've been Tim.
I'm West.
I'm going to sleep.
It was a blast. Later, everybody.
Hey, guys. Thanks for coming on.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you guys.
Good
next
job,
time.
Stonemeyer. A 7.3 repeating. Heating.